could you modify to personify? Will limb you well, mama prophesy for the type of guy that I be. I see. Let me run by you what I need and call you a righteous wifey. Let me dive into your psyche. I need a continent minded, positive vibe and not with the drama. She got the kind of persona, got the people wondering like how did I find her? To do good, I ain't got a reminder. Recipes, she got in the lineup. Laundry good, she ain't watching it pile up. Count clothes, I ain't gotta go on them. She got it covered, I can't deny that I love it. You know she modest and covered, silent and loving. Just looking at her, I get encouraged. Smiling and blushing, take the correction like a champ. Virtue wish, yeah, I give it a stamp. Walk in the crib, she look like a lamp. She know what I need to revamp, but I call her help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, she help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, that's what I call it, help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, that's what I call it, help me, help me, help me to help me, for me.
Tell me love when you hold me down, even when the nation scold me now. Now we been through a thing here and there, been the same from the fire to go burn down. And there go beauty galore, when that love run deep to the core. When it all falls down out the door, key got lost like never before, lady. I know I've been real busy lately, but I can show you one thing, I can tell you one thing, you will be rewarded greatly. If you just endure with patience, you can't doubt that at all. You must be that way for the call. When things get hard, won't let you fall. Be my help me, support the God.
But I call her help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, she help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, that's what I call it, help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, that's what I call it, help me, help me, help me to help me.
My tender and delicate gift. She the one that had been destined for me. She been there when the going get stiff. I'm really thinking she won't tarry from it. Hopefully she stay good with the drift. Far as I remember, she been staying loyal. Never buck, she ain't giving no lip. When I stumble, she give me a lip. Ayy, she is my lady, she thought I was crazy. She looked at me wild when I gave her the truth. And I tried to explain, she thought I was insane. It's the only way I'm finna change what I do. Through the mess and the struggle, the fight and the tussle, she stayed with the brew and she followed the Jew. Now I know that she 10 toes and stuck to the grind, and she finna do just what I needed to do.
She grow garden, she so garment, she's so special to me. She go harder, ain't no daughter that's more special to me. She grow garden, she's so garment, she's so special to me. She go harder, ain't no daughter that's more special to me.
But I call her help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, she help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, that's what I call it, help me, help me, help me to help me, for me. Yeah, that's what I call it, help me, help me, help me to help me, for me.
The Lord kill up and make a light, and bring down to the grave, and bring it up, and bring it up. Get by the business, about the business. I'm a big guy, he gon' come and get you. By the business, by the business. By the business, by the business, by the business, by the business. Big guy, he gon' come and get you. By the business, by the business, by the business, by the business. Big guy, he gon' come and get you. The switch in my aim up front. Scott be mad, don't play with me, son. Hit the switch to the scalpers gon' grind. Know that you mad, don't twist in your heart. Say you won't be no crime with me. Math 18, I'm going vegan. Got it together with colors of peace. You ain't no making no hang with me. Rubbing the tribes and burning the heat. Hurting your eyes. rise, you know we gon' eat. On the right line, the kingdom is coming, running. Always keep it 100, keeping them lost, don't be no dummy. Come out of summer, we waking them up. Lord to God, we ain't gon' hide. Broke that bread, I'm down the ride. Down in the hell. Keep them laws, all you that's slow. Hey, wanna listen, God, let them go. Counselors in the heaven, angels on the road. Feel like Noah and the heart get exposed. God coming with a vision like whoa. Waking up in the morning, check it gone. Sell to oh, leave me alone. By the business. Big guy, he gon' come and get you. By the business. Big guy, he gon' come and get you. By the business. Big guy, he gon' come and get you. By the business. Big guy, he gon' come and get you. Told my homies getting dangerous. East out, they can't bang with us. Turn up, I just wanna make it out. But give me the Lord, boy, I gotta watch my thoughts. By the business. Big guy, he gon' come and get you. By the business. Big guy, he gon' come and get you.
This word is so wicked, it got my mind gone. But we been flipping through scriptures, it got my mind blown. And since we back on the mission with our forefathers' traditions, and we been painting the pictures like the time drawn. Yeah, this word is so wicked, it got my mind gone. But we been flipping through scriptures, it got my mind blown. And since we back on the mission with our forefathers' traditions, and we been painting the pictures like the time drawn.
I didn't tried in that fire and made it out.
Shalom.
Check.
Welcome back to another week of
Let's Talk Truth.
Today you got myself, Officer Emmanuel.
Officer Baruch.
Officer Ezra. Officer Isaiah.
Officer Jeremiah.
Officer Jonah.
Officer Zachariah.
All praise to the Most High. So as y'all know, it's Black History Month. So Let's Talk Truth doing, I guess you could say a series this month, really diving into the truth.
Yes, sir.
About stuff that never was talked about in your Black History Months growing up throughout your years. Not in school, not in college, not on no other radio show.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So today we dealing with the topic of the truth about King James. And no, we not talking about LeBron.
Nope.
The
He
NBA.
is not the king.
Nah, we not talking about him. We talking about the person who the Bible, the King James version.
Right.
Him,
Right.
that
That
man,
guy.
that king. They say a lot of things about him, and we gonna deal with him today. And basically the attack on his name and who he is, and etc.
Right.
is basically a tool to go against the Bible and the validity of the Bible. So we gonna deal with the truth about him and cast all that down and let our people know a lot of black people in America and on them islands,
Right.
y'all probably related to King James.
That's right.
Related to King, the same man that you
never
say he is a
know.
white homo.
Right.
That's your damn cousin, grandpa.
Right. Great uncle.
We gonna show y'all that today. Real talk. So all right, before we get into everything, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all call in today, chime
Right.
in.
That's
We're gonna be
right.
bringing out a lot of heavy information, so we want to hear y'all thoughts. And yeah. So let's get into it. Let's warm up real quick with something that was in the news this week.
All
That
right.
article up. Who read?
Black FedEx driver seeks hate crime probe after attempted shooting in Mississippi.
All right. So, the narrative in 2022. I guess with the critical race theory and all that going on, I don't know. But basically, for the most part, the narrative is that, we pass slavery, all that.
Right.
You know, the racist Confederate flag. Nah, they don't mean nothing no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
White people ain't lynching niggas no more. Or
Cap.
doing hate crimes towards Negroes no more.
Cap.
You know, I just watched Mississippi Burning for the first time like 2 or 3 weeks ago. You know, a lot of y'all up here might not even know what the hell I'm talking about. It's an actual movie, you know what I'm saying, based on a true story that took place, and it wasn't really that long ago. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't even know about their history, but Mississippi, the point of me mentioning that, Mississippi has a long, prevalent history in, you know, as far as with Caucasians dealing with their hatred towards our people.
Right.
Mississippi is notorious for that thing. All right, and we see in 2022, they still, you know, ain't nothing changed. Understand that. And, you know, dealing with this story, I was once a so-called black FedEx driver. And my route was on some country, muddy, back roads, swampy, hick Edomites that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Right.
Yes.
Like how they was
Yes.
living and,
Oh, man.
you know what I'm saying? Like they look like they got a distinct smell like on
Oh,
a movie,
man.
right?
They-
Facts.
Yeah, they smell like graveyards.
Oh,
It's like
man.
the wrong
You know what I'm
turn
saying?
or
Real
something.
talk.
Right.
And you know, all praise to the Most High. With my route being so far, it went never, you know what I'm saying, super light, and I got up out of there before peak season. So I ain't never really have to be down there past sundown. You know what I'm saying? For real. But I was definitely like, I'm telling you, hey, it's Caucasians, so-called Caucasians, really Edomites.
Right.
That's really out here. You can tell with the Confederate flag everywhere, and like you could tell
They
do
still
not.
got that old life.
Yeah, they would kill you. They would kill you.
Right.
I was
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, like the scriptures tell us, it's bred in them to hunt our steps.
Right.
They look at us as game, just like they see deers and
Right.
ducks and fish. That's how they see us.
Yep.
It's another thing to kill.
Yep. You and
What you finna say?
I just say just another commodity.
All right, so let's read that.
Lawyers for DeMontario Gibson asked Justice Department to look into the case. Attorneys for a black delivery driver are calling for a federal hate crimes probe of the attempted shooting of the driver in Mississippi, saying it's another example of black Americans facing danger simply for going about their daily activities. The FedEx driver, 24-year-old DeMontario Gibson, was not wounded in the January 24th incident. One of his attorneys, Carlos Moore, said Thursday that he believes police are not taking the investigation seriously. Scroll up for me, please.
Wow.
2 white men are facing charges, but Moore said the state needs to upgrade those charges to attempted murder. Moore said Gibson had done nothing wrong before 2 white men tried to stop him, with one of the men holding a gun.
So he's working. He's doing his job. He's doing a service to them. He's delivering packages in their community.
Right.
And for no apparent reason, 2 white men just had it on their mind to come after him with a gun and got to shooting. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I was delivering for Amazon
Right.
in Greenbrier.
Ooh-wee.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even dark. I drop out the pack, but you know, I'm delivering out my regular car. It ain't an Amazon vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they got a
It ain't
delivery.
suspicious either, though.
Yeah, they got a delivery. Subdivision. I guess for lack of better words, to where people can use their regular car.
Right.
So I'm dropping off the package, and I'm getting in the car. And you know how they be driving them big old monster trucks with the big
Right.
tank.
Right.
One of them
Definitely.
pulling in the driveway while I'm trying to bag out. So I'm bagging up, and he rev up behind me
Right.
and stopped to where I can't bag up no more. And he get out of his truck, hop over to my, you know what I'm saying? And he come open my damn door. And I'm like, bro, I'm Amazon. You see them packages on your porch?
Right.
On, man. Packages in my passenger seat. Like this one, he's like, okay. I'm sorry, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real, that was a close call. But they be having it on their mind, like they see black people. If you know, if they don't see distinctly, because maybe they didn't distinctly. I know we're gonna read about it, but maybe they didn't distinctly see him in a uniform, and it said that his van was unmarked. We're gonna read that. Just like, you know, when I was driving FedEx, when the FedEx truck break down, they put you in a damn budget rental. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so they just probably seen a nigger in a van in my neighborhood. Maybe he's trying to kidnap or something. You know, niggas always doing something.
Come on now, dog.
So,
Right.
Probably a thief.
Hey.
they,
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
but no, so basically in this situation, you know, like we dealt with this, what was that, last year or 2 years ago with Ahmaud Arbery? It's the same similar type of situation that's going on. Like, you know, oh, they see a black man. Oh, is he doing it? He gotta be some type of crime. He gotta be. This is the mindset of Esau. Well, really, they mindset. Well, really, you know, that's a Negro in the wrong neighborhood. So we're gonna take him out. So I'm telling you, you gotta say what you.
Keep reading.
He was simply black while working, Moore said during a news conference. A Justice Department spokesperson confirmed to the Associated Press on Thursday that the department received a request to look into the case and will review the request to determine any next steps. Gibson said he was wearing a FedEx uniform and was driving an unmarked van that FedEx had rented when he dropped off a package at a house in South Mississippi.
Y'all see that? So he was wearing his uniform, but he was in
Wow.
an unmarked van because FedEx will do that to you.
Right.
They're repairing one of the FedEx vans. They'll put you in an unmarked van to deliver the packages. Go ahead.
He said as he was leaving, he noticed a white pickup truck pulling away from another house on the same large lot. He said the pickup driver tried to cut him off as he left the driveway. Gibson swerved around him and then encountered a second man who had a gun pointed at the van and was motioning for him to stop. Gibson said the man fired as he drove away, damaging the van and packages inside.
Damn, so they actually hit the van.
Right.
And them bullets going through packages, going through boxes.
Sheesh.
Go ahead.
He said the white pickup chased him to the interstate highway near Brookhaven before ending the pursuit. Let's scroll it up, please. Two white men from Brookhaven, 58-year-old Gregory Charles Case and his son, 35-year-old Brandon Case, were arrested and released on February the 1st. Police told local news outlets that the elder Case was the suspected pickup driver, while Brandon Case was the man in the street. Gregory Charles Case is charged with conspiracy.
Charged with what?
Conspiracy.
With what?
Right. Conspiracy.
Oh,
Wow.
my
Oh
God.
my.
So you telling me
Wow.
this FedEx driver minding his own business, doing his job, out of nowhere getting chased by strangers.
Strangers?
He getting chased. They're in pursuit of him. They fire shots at him. They hit the van, damage the van, and they charged with conspiracy.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I thought conspiracy was, you know, the
Alleged.
plan, like
Right.
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not
Let's
the
go through some
act.
stuff.
They get in charge for a plan and not the act.
I know what they doing. They was just planning on killing old boy by shooting at the van. They didn't kill him. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
They didn't kill him, so they was planning on
That's
killing
attempted
old boy.
murder.
So
That's
Yeah.
attempted murder, right?
the lighter side. No. For them, it's conspiracy.
Exactly.
For us,
Us,
it's attempted
right,
murder.
right. So we
Murder,
get the
crazy.
harder side.
aggravated assault, it's all that.
And read the last sentence, Brandon Case.
It says Brandon Case. I think they moved. Oh yeah, Brandon Case is charged with aggravated assault.
So you got conspiracy and you got aggravated assault.
Wow.
Get Habakkuk 1:4 real quick.
Hey, he already there, house.
Read it.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore, the law is slack.
When it comes to, you know, because we do something like this, we might get charged for murder, even though they didn't die here. You killed the package.
Too close.
So you,
What's the case?
you know what I'm saying? For real.
Right.
We getting through under the jail for stuff like this, but when it come to them, the law is slack. Judgment is slack. Go ahead.
And judgment doth never go
The
forth.
proper judgment, when it comes to them, it never go forth.
Hell
This is the type of
no.
stuff we've been marching for. And you know what I'm saying? Doing all these movements and
Right.
whatnot for years. and nothing has changed. Read on.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, wrong judgment proceedeth.
So since the wicked is in charge, they do what the hell they want to do. They gonna pass wrong judgment when they feel like it.
That's it.
All right.
Hey, y'all, so you know what this show? And this is in honor of Black History Month as well. It's ironic that this is going on right now.
Right.
And we know we love our brother. We pray the Lord have mercy on him, right? I'm talking about Martin Luther King when I say that. But this is proof that that dream didn't come true.
Right.
Little black boys ain't holding hands with little white boys and girls. They
Hey.
still hate us.
Hey.
This is America.
Read that quote at the bottom. I have.
It says, I have real bad anxiety since the incident,
So
Gibson said.
So just going off what Officer Jonah just said, right, about the dream. That was a real deal and still is to this day a nightmare for him. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts.
That is a nightmare. You trying to feed your family,
Right.
and you get you get like you just
Right.
tried to slide on the ops or something, and they busting back.
And they
You know what I'm saying?
And that's his normal route, right? So they keep the same route. So like that's some
Golly.
you got to go through that
You
neighborhood
gotta go back
again.
through it.
And these dudes plotting on the police and just let them out. That's some crazy stuff.
You know what else?
Hey.
Next time we're gonna get you.
It's way too easy for Esau, for the white man, to do this. It's way too simple for them
Facts.
to make these decisions. And I know it to be true because what he just said about his situation, and a lot of our brothers have worked for different companies where they got to go to these small towns, and they all have testimonies of this happening.
They off the grid. Like
Right.
them places out, like
Exactly.
GPS don't even, you know what I'm
It's-
saying?
Exactly.
They
People-
be off the grid. They can
Right.
get away with anything.
Yeah, one move on your GPS, it is shut off. Now you just
Right.
you got to remember where you came from just to
I'm
get out of
tired
that
of this,
mud.
man.
You can tell that they're comfortable because the things that come out of their mouth, what I hear from brothers is, I almost shot you. They say stuff like you coming on their porch fully uniformed, coming to check
That's
maybe they
crazy.
meter or something like that, and this, I almost shot you.
Almost shot
That's
you,
The,
boy.
crazy.
the bug man that services our building, the black man, the bug man that services our building, has the same exact testimonies from going to these small towns. And all the bosses, they have no solutions for it.
Yep.
None. They don't
They
care.
can't.
They just give them what they want.
Right.
Hey, let's get what Officer Jonah quoted a little bit ago. Get Lamentations chapter 4, and let's read verse 18. Let's read
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17.
that. 18.
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 18.
Come on.
They hunt our steps.
What do they do?
They hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps. This, you know what this going to? Hold that. Get Deuteronomy 28:66. This goes into the curse, one of the curses that God said would happen to his people for their disobedience. The reason why Gibson got to deal with this traumatizing incident for the remainder of his life, more than likely, is because in the greater scheme of things, he's an Israelite.
Right.
That's the plight that we have to endure in this land.
That's
God's
right.
chosen people. We going through the curses. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 66.
Uh-huh.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
You gotta think. You in a work uniform. You know what I'm saying? You official. You FedEx is a globally
Global.
known company.
Huge
You know what I'm
company.
saying? You're making an honest living, and you pull up to certain areas. You see certain flags. You see certain type of vehicles.
Start beating.
And tractors, farming instruments, and all that. You are already thinking like,
Yes.
hey, see, I should try to sneak my damn pistol in the truck. You know what I'm saying? You are already paranoid instantly.
Right.
That's a curse on God's people. White man don't have to deal with that. He go anywhere. He go in the worst black project in the damn world and be safe, untouched.
Right.
For real. This pertains to us, our people, because we the Israelites. Read it again.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Come on.
And thou shalt fear day and night.
Thou shalt what?
And thou shalt fear day and night.
Come on.
And thou shalt have none assurance of thy
You
life.
ain't gonna have no assurance of your life. Whether you going in the streets, you living a life of crime. Yeah, you of course you know you don't know if you're gonna make it back home. But if you making an honest living, you hop in that FedEx truck, You know what I'm saying? You finna leave the thing, what it's called, the place where you load up
Terminal.
the terminal.
Yeah.
Right.
Clutch. You leaving a terminal, because you know sometimes brothers don't
Right.
brothers been clutch lately. So you leaving a terminal, you know what I'm saying? You don't know if you gonna make it back to the terminal.
Right.
Because you gotta deliver in Tishner, in Gillette, and y'all never heard of these
Right,
places.
exactly.
They don't even know
Exactly.
her.
Exactly. These places, they will hang a Negro. You know Negroes that been hung in these towns
Right.
before.
Right.
For real. You don't know if you gonna make it back. Go back to Lamentations. What you was gonna say?
I was just gonna get some facts on Mississippi, man. That in 2013 is when they officially abolished slavery, because it was, it wasn't a thing. So we talking about Mississippi here. These dudes still got that same, I'm a slave owner, you a nigga, you the bottom, and I'm the top mentality.
Emmett Till was slaughtered in Mississippi.
It's a lot of history in Mississippi,
Right.
and we dealing with, and they probably gonna get off. It is what it
Oh,
is.
it's already showing.
Read that.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 18.
Uh-huh.
They hunt our steps
Uh-huh.
that we cannot go in our streets.
To deliver packages. We we can't go. We can't finish our route. You know what I'm saying? To make it back home, because they hunt our steps. That's Bible for you. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why the Christian church has really failed black people.
Right.
Because just scriptures like this, understanding that it's written, you know what I'm saying? Because when stuff like this happen, that's when black people tend to question God. Like, God, why am I going through? Why do these people still hate me?
Right.
Why is this happening? It's 2022. What happened to Martin Luther King? And
Right.
I'm so confused. Like, I thought God was good all the time.
All the time, God is good.
You know what I'm saying? But when you
Right.
understand the scriptures, when these things happen, you know exactly why. And it will motivate you to wake your people up, to turn back to God, so we can get the hell up out of these predicaments. So we can get an assurance of our life in the kingdom of heaven. Because here we have none. Never did, never will. For real.
In other words, if you say Black Lives Matter, you got to keep God's commandments.
Right.
Yep.
That's the only way Black lives gonna be saved.
That's facts. That's facts. Y'all had anything else before we move on?
Sir.
All right. So, like we said in the beginning of the show, the topic for the day is the truth about King James. Now, the heading is Black History Month. So you may be thinking to yourself, like,
King James.
what the hell are they going to cover LeBron James' life? Because he's the only black King James I know. Why are they talking about King James in a Black History Month, segment?
Right.
What is
Negroes
this
don't
about?
read.
Contrary to popular belief, we gonna prove today without a shadow of a doubt.
Right.
Bring it out.
The King James that been slandered, that you've been taught is a pale, gay, witch king that made up a story in his mind and wrote it down and is now today known as the Bible. Understand that he is a black man and he is actually a descendant of the people of the book. So he had, if anybody had the right to publish the Bible, it was him.
Right.
That's right.
So in other words, we gonna talk truth.
Yep. In other words, share this link
Hey.
to your Egyptologist cousin.
Right.
And your deep brother who think
Right.
he from Kemet or Hidden Colors.
Hey, because we know they finna be all in the comments. You already know.
Well,
'Cause
King James
when
a white man.
King James come up, like, nah, y'all got it wrong.
Right.
Shakespeare.
He white and gay, man.
Shakespeare's boyfriend.
Tripping.
We got the book.
Tripping. Hey, make sure y'all call in too. Hey, if you wanna, maybe you wanna produce your calls. I don't know, but anyway, call in 1-833-878-7234. Extension 7. Call in.
Do
all right?
that.
Talk your truth or
How they go
whatever you
produce
think
their
you're talking.
calls?
Go ahead.
How they gonna produce their calls? You realize every time somebody talk about King James, they never bring out no facts to say, oh, he's white. He's white.
The
I know why.
The
Because
white
of
man
Google.
said it.
It's because of Google.
Google. Yeah.
And that's the crazy because I was.
It
just
ain't
gonna
even
say
that. It's
I hear
black people
somebody
hear
said it.
something and they
Right.
run with it
That's
for
what
the
they
rest
do.
of their life.
Oh, I heard him say it.
They
Ain't
run with it.
nobody ever researched King James.
They ain't.
Ever.
Because God knows people. He said we sheep. You know how sheep is, right? Hey, we sheep. We gonna hear it and we go, oh, follow. Oh yeah, we're gonna keep doing it.
Right.
Hey.
They're the shepherd.
All right, so I wanna preface as we go into the history dealing with the truth about King James. I want to preface it because, like I said, everybody has known this man to be a Caucasian, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? A homosexual, a witch, all of these things, right? But the main thing is that people are fully affirmed in their mind. The white man wrote the Bible. What version is that? King James Version.
Right.
That's the white man book.
Bring it out.
So we finna completely destroy that today. But it's a reason why these Negroes able to say that. And it's a term called iconoclasm.
Right.
Iconoclasm. And we gonna go through a historical account in the Bible to give you some understanding that these things happen. It's biblically documented.
That's
and it's
right.
historical facts. All right, get First Maccabees chapter 1. And let's read verse 41. So this is the history. And notice Maccabees in the Bible. What? That don't, huh? It's in ironically, the King James 1611 version.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The one that he actually put out before people started changing stuff and taking stuff out. The Protestant church in particular in the 1700s. But in the Maccabees, which is in the Bible, in its history, it's recorded the rise of the Edomites in power. You know, they first rise as a world power as Greece, right? In particular, it's Amalek. So we know in history, we know Alexander the Great.
Right.
You know, they covered that in social studies or whatever when you was growing up. He in the Bible. And the Bible just say he Alexander the Greek. You know what I'm saying? The Greek freak.
Oh, Alexander.
Right. But when he died, we ain't got time to go into all the history, but when he died, he left 4 generals. One of them was Seleucus. Out of Seleucus came Antiochus, Epiphanes, right? And he is the one that went against Jerusalem to oppress, destroy, and enslave the Jews. All right? So let's see about his reign, his rulership, and the things that he put in place and what he had to do on his conquest to conquer the Jews, the Israelites. Read 1 Maccabees 1:41.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
So just like America, when America came into power, what did they do to get power? Excuse me, they had to slaughter Native Americans who already had their own language, own beliefs. You know what I'm saying? They had to enslave black people and bring them over here to build they nation.
Right.
You know, their infrastructure, all of that. Right? And then they turn around, and that's why Becky said, then shall his mind change. Then they turn around and gave you Christianity, God loves us all, you better forgive us, love your enemies. Turn the other cheek.
Sheesh.
You know, we all God's people, get over it. We're past that, right? We all have to believe it's God made us all. We're all one race, just different colors.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. This is what they did way back when. Which was
So that's that conquer and destroy.
Yeah.
They go to conquer it and then they destroy your mind.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Yep. Read it again.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Or in other words, a new world order.
Democracy.
You know what I'm saying? We all got to be one people. Go ahead.
And everyone should leave his laws.
So in order for when a white man came into power and to get everybody on one accord under his rulership, your prior beliefs and what you subscribe to, you had to leave them. You could not keep your laws that God gave you. Come on.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
So with the removal of the laws from the Israelites, where did the Israelites read about the laws? Out of what? Out of the Bible, right? Out of the scriptures, out of the scrolls, the books of the prophets. Watch this. Read verse 56.
Verse 56.
Uh-huh.
And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found, They burnt them with fire.
So we're reading in the Bible that Caucasian people, the Greeks, on their conquest to conquer the Israelites, they took Bibles, tore them in pieces, and burnt them. But the Bible is the white man's book.
Wow.
Come on, man.
It's not adding up here. It's kind of shaky, boss.
The white man.
It's not adding up.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
White man wrote the Bible, but in the Bible that he wrote, he documents his people destroying the Bible.
What?
Wow.
How is that helpful?
Within the Bible.
Okay. All right, read on.
And whatsoever was found with any of the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
Right. So if you was found with this Bible, you was put to death.
Oh, wow.
You was put to death. Right, like the book of Eli. When y'all say stuff, say it on the mic. All right, go to chapter 3, verse 48.
Hey, didn't
So if there was any books of the law preserved, this is what they did with them. Watch this.
First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48.
Uh-huh.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So, this is, let's put it in perspective, right? We all heard the term is nothing new under the sun.
Yes, sir.
Right. History repeats itself, right? So just think about it. You have the Israelites. They in their own land. What's going on? We have the Israelites. They in their own land, right?
Right.
And the so-called white man is coming into power. He is on a conquest to conquer them, the dark nations.
Right.
And Israel is one of them, right? So on this conquest, they come and they say we all got to believe the same thing, one religion. And in order for us to do that, we have to destroy your Bible, right? And the Bibles, and while we destroy your Bibles that you have, with that, we're going to take remaining Bibles and do what? Read that again.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So if the Bible is ever reintroduced to you, it's going to be with white faces.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
This is history.
Right.
It is.
Guess what? The same thing happened in what we know as the Renaissance era. When a white man rose into power after dark nations was ruling for 1,000 years.
Right.
And Esau rose into power again. He did the same thing.
That's when Caesar came.
He whitewashed. That's why people think Jesus white.
Right.
Moses.
Right.
Who else? Peter, Paul.
David.
Everybody
All of
assumed
them.
God, the angels.
All of them,
Adam.
right.
Everybody assumed that they are white people. When you Google Bible and you go to images, you're gonna see straight white folks.
Yeah, well.
Right.
Straight white folks. But the
But
largest continent, the most populated continent, the continent which civilization started from is known to be a black continent.
It's black.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They say white people white, you know, the dumb historians, they say white people white because they live so far from the equator. Right?
Yeah.
So if they live so far from the equator and the Bible is centered around people that live more near the equator,
Right.
how could all the people of the Bible be white?
How?
Boy, ain't no way,
Come on,
boy.
guys.
It's not adding
This
up.
doesn't make any sense.
And they, for some reason, they think we colorblind. You can look at the images on the Egyptian pyramids.
Yeah.
They black.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
It's because like Esau is very crafty, bro. Like they gonna make sure. Look, you know, nigga, the sky is blue. You gonna be like, oh,
Hey.
it's blue? Oh, I mean, the sky is green. Like, oh, it's green. Oh, it's green.
The
You know what
scripture,
I'm saying?
yeah, you 100%
For real,
right.
because Esau got the power to do it. Like the scripture said. Can I pull the script? Give me Psalm 64 and verse 7.
Hey, I want to say
Verse
something on this
6.
scripture he just pulled though.
Yeah,
Why
go
you
ahead.
get to that? It says they will put you to death if you didn't convert to this.
Right.
So yeah, at first it probably was, I remember my God, my laws. But when you see these people getting killed and beat, just like Kunta Kinte, your name Toby. Wow. They whip those images into us. That's why our
Exactly.
people believe.
That's
Hey,
Leviticus
exactly.
26. That fear no power to stand against
Right,
your enemy.
right,
You just
right.
gonna buckle. You gonna fold.
Yeah. So, hey, we got Psalm 64 and verse 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 6. They search out iniquity.
So that's what they did. Like, the reason why they said we're going to destroy the Bible, because we know, okay, hey, the Bible says they got to do this and do that. They got to correct this. They can't be doing this. You know what? Let's take that out. We know we search out what iniquities they need to do wrong. We're going to destroy the Bible and make them not circumcise their children, not do the things that pertain to their Bible. Read.
They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
So it wasn't just that we're going to search out your iniquities. We know, like, wait, you know what? Let's make their images white as well. We're going to make sure we destroy the whole mentality of the so-called of the Israelite people. Make them Greeks now. Make them American.
Hey, this how you know they thoughts is deep. They knew all they had to do was paint those images. Now black people all across the world, when they close their eyes, a white man pop up.
Come on now,
just
dog.
off those paintings alone.
Right.
I'm tired of this, man.
Facts. Go to Job 9:24. Job chapter 9 verse 24.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right. So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right? Meaning the nations that's ruling the earth predominantly, though you can identify them biblically as the wicked. All right? If you're looking at who's in power in society, God said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. We all know who in power. We all know who ruling, who running everything, commerce, economy, the media, all that. It's the so-called Caucasian. Right? So he's finna tell you what the wicked would do once the earth is given into their hands. Read on.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
So once he gets in power, he don't want any type of images or whatever. It's really, let's step away from the Bible, per se, right? Now, if I'm conquering a nation and I'm about to dwell in their land and rule and establish my legacy, do you think I'm going to let their image, the true images of who they are and what, their greatness and you think I'm going to just let them just...
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
No way.
Of course, I'm either going to destroy them all, or since they were so great, their history was so great, hell, I'm going to just steal it. I'm going to just paint my face on it. We did that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, white people be painting themselves Egyptians now.
Come on,
Hey, the good bishop say if they made a movie called The Last Nigga on Earth, it would be played by a white man.
Right.
That's what they
Come
do.
on now,
But
dog.
let me just say that that's the difference between, that's why I say they the wicked, because really, if we conquer land, like the Lord told us, when we conquered the nations back then to get our land, he was like, burn their images with fire. You know what I'm saying? Destroy that stuff. But he didn't say pretend like you was them.
Right.
Since they wicked, that's what they do. Instead of just destroying all our images, like we just read, not only would they destroy it, but they would also paint the likeness of their images on them to confuse you. Like I said, once all that stuff is reintroduced to you and brought up, oh no, those were white people, silly. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's crazy.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Right? The judges is the Israelites.
Right.
Christ, Moses, the disciples, the apostles, the prophets, those are the judges. God said the wicked would cover their faces. Now when you think of these people, these names, in your mind, it pops up a whole bunch of white faces.
Right.
That's the doing of the wicked. For real. Read on.
If not, where and who is he?
Right, if that ain't the wicked, then who the hell is it? All right, so from there, get Psalms chapter 74. Psalms chapter 74, verse 4.
The book of Psalms, chapter 74 and verse 4.
Because I'm building up to this with the scriptures because I want y'all to understand, at least from a biblical perspective. We're going to bring out the facts, but y'all got to understand it's not far-fetched in the very least bit for, if he black, then why would I Google him? He white. Why all the pictures of him on YouTube? He's white. James is white.
They control your beat.
Why his face white when I Google him?
Because their mind is deep.
The Bible is telling you why. Listen good. Read that.
Psalms chapter 74 verse 4. Thine enemies roar in the midst of thy congregations. They set up their ensigns for signs.
God said your enemies would set up their ensigns for signs. What's another word for signs? Images. So they set up their imagery within your heritage. You know what I'm saying? When you think about the church, a temple, anything dealing with the Bible, the significant places in which the people of the Bible worship, what's the imagery there? What's in your mind? What's on Google? What's on you? What's in all these books they got in these libraries? The history books you grew up forced to read your whole life. It's their ensigns. It's their images. Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. They said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burnt up all the synagogues of God in the land.
Come on.
We see not our signs.
We what?
We see not our signs.
We see not our images. Our true imagery. That has never been given to us in the history books. That has never been given to us on National Geographic or the History Channel.
It ain't happening.
They not gonna give you your signs for you to see that your ancestors ruled over Europe during the time period known as the Dark Ages.
They was whooping our tail.
Your people was the Israelites, the mighty prophets that had spiritual powers, and you know what I'm saying, made the sun stand still, and you know what that was your people. That was black folk. They not gonna give you that. You're not gonna be able to see your signs because they said, they took counsel, we're going to destroy them. We're gonna burn up all the images that had the true images with them being black, and we're gonna set up our signs in place of them. For real, that's Bible prophecy. That's what the Bible said was gonna happen. All right, so now pull up the screenshots now, the first screenshots I see. So we going to get into it. The truth about King James. Now, this going to freak your tradition out, like Officer Jonah like to say. You know what I'm saying? So just, hey, endure.
Be prepared.
All right, put that on the screen for us. Who read?
The title is The Negro Rulers of Scotland and the British Isles.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I know you ain't just, hold on.
Not Rick.
Did you say Negro and rulers in the same?
The Negro rulers.
Negro rulers. That
Not a Negro slaves.
The Negro rulers.
There was Negro rulers?
On that nag
Oh, you talking about Tookie Williams now?
No.
David Barksdale now.
Negro rulers of Scotland and the British Isles.
Oh, my God.
Black people was in Scotland.
So countries? Oh, no. Negroes was ruling over countries?
Not my country.
Scotland and the British Isles.
Not only countries, but European countries?
Scotland and
So
the British
how
Isles.
this ain't even in Africa?
That's not Bompton.
Scotland.
No,
Oh, my
Scotland.
God.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh, my God.
Negroes in Scotland.
Okay, let's go. Go to the next page. Let's go into this book here. Read the highlighted part. Where you start at the top.
Margaret, also known as Marjorie, married Walter Stewart VI and became the mother of Robert II, who became Scotland's first Stuart king.
Right. Get them stewards in your mind. Stewards. All right. Come on.
It was the Stuart dynasty that brought forth today's King James Version of the Bible, which was authorized and named after a black man named King James Stewart.
Ain't no way.
AD 1.
Wait a minute.
Y'all lying. That book, y'all got that book.
Hey, say that, man. Okay.
That book is not canon.
Not true.
So, okay. Go to the next page.
It's not.
Who made that book?
Come on.
Hey, no,
What you was going to say? Go
no,
ahead.
it says AD 1611. That was before we went to slavery, just in case they said the Bible was given to us in slavery.
Okay. I read that.
The newly aged Euro scholars government, big businesses, and white supremacists have deliberately rewritten the history of Europe.
Damn! Sheesh! Rewritten the history of Europe. Because I know when you think Europe, just forever, it was all white. It was
Pale-faced individual.
But it said deliberately.
People
You
think
know
they
what's
were America
crazy
too.
about the history of Europe? I just want to say this. Because I'm going to wait.
Just wait for it.
Go ahead, keep reading.
The Europeans have barbarously burned looted and disfigured thousands of old African European royal paintings.
Stop. Didn't we just read that prophecy in the book of Psalms?
We sure did.
Didn't we just read that in the Bible?
We did.
Yes, sir.
How would that apply in Psalms to any white folks' history? When did that happen to white folks?
Never.
White folks are the antagonists. They the ones doing it.
Right.
They the burners. You know what I'm saying?
Dumb devil.
Come on.
Sculptures and public works
Uh-huh.
in order to erase any evidence of an early Negro African
The
dominance.
same thing Antiochus did. We gotta
Facts.
burn everything because I want everybody to think that I'm God. That's why his name was Antiochus Epiphanes. God manifest on earth. I don't want them to know of any other race's greatness for them to go and follow after they God. Burn all that.
Right.
Put my face on it. Matter of fact, read on.
There wasn't one nation in Europe that was free of Negro blue blood, superior rule.
Read that one more time. Y'all gotta let this digest.
Right.
Read that one more time.
There wasn't one nation in Europe that was free of Negro blue blood, superior rule.
So
We gotta make Europe
Germany,
better.
Ireland, Scotland,
Black.
Belgium,
Blue blood.
France,
Right.
all of these European countries. Guess
Hey.
what? None of them was exclusive to at some point a Negro superior rule.
Right.
Hey,
Will I be
We gotta make Europe great again.
Yeah, make Europe great again, man. fill the world with the blacks.
That's funny.
Sheesh.
Make the
Man,
world-
you know they going through it over there right now.
Right, we gotta make
All
we gotta,
over there.
We gotta
Hey,
fix
You know
it.
why?
Right.
Keep reading.
A supremacy that ended following the French Revolution. Every painted portrait of Europe's royal families was of Negro ancestry.
Read it again.
Every painted portrait
Nah,
of
just
Europe's
just a couple of them.
every painted portrait of Europe's royal families was of Negro ancestry.
So you telling me
Hey.
these niggas out here dying over street corners
Really?
and blocks?
Bro, you gotta get
And
cut.
That ain't
you know
even
what I'm
named
saying?
after
They
them.
killing each other, and they have no idea that they come from royal families
Right.
that ruled over countries.
Right.
Hey, all that Da Vinci Code they be watching about the white man running everything. No, that's a lie.
Hey,
We reading it right here.
gotta get a precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
Get that in 1 Peter 2, bro.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Keyword royalty, royal. So who is this Bible talking about? Read.
But ye are a chosen generation,
Ye meaning who? The Israelites. Come on.
a royal priesthood.
Who's God's royal priesthood?
A royal priesthood.
These same Israelites in the Bible are those same black kings that you just heard about in Europe. The king of Scotland, the king of Ireland, the king of London. All these people that were kings descend from the kings of this Bible.
Right.
What do you think it mean when they say Christ is the king of kings? Christ was a black man and he had black kings. Read.
An holy nation,
We that holy nation. Read.
a peculiar people.
You don't think that it's a specific reason why they chose to conquer us? We a peculiar people with peculiar laws and peculiar dress codes.
Yep.
They said we got to take this from them. Why? Because they special with God. So we gonna tell them that we God.
Right.
You know what's crazy? Like, because you look at today in the news, you look at, 70th anniversary of Queen Elizabeth and stuff like that.
Right.
Rulership over England and all. I'm like, hold on, wait. That's not so. That's never what's supposed to.
that's
For
something
one,
new.
how did you become Queen of
Right.
England?
Right.
Somebody lying. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and then you wasn't the first queen. It was another one like a few years back, wasn't it? Hey, let's go to Revelations real quick.
70 anniversaries ain't even a lot.
Hey,
70th anniversary.
Look, they be switching queens, man. One die, the next will come in. She old as hell too.
Right.
Like, damn, how that happen? What was that? Who is she? And that's just the same thing they do with the popes and all of that. But read that, Revelations 1 and verse 6.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 6. And have made us kings and priests.
He made us kings and priests. So what we seeing now with these queens and these other people
Right, I
thinking
thought they asked for some dukes.
Wait,
Dukes
what y'all
of
talking about?
Hazzard.
Y'all outsiders. Get out of here. He made
Dukes
us
of
the
Hazzard.
kings
Y'all
and
dukes.
priests.
Duke.
All right, read on.
Unto God and his Father.
Uh-huh.
To him be glory and dominion forever and ever.
Right.
Amen.
And you know what? King James, the real black King James, he knew that. That's why he authorized this to be translated for us to understand this.
Facts.
He knew this right here. But they changed that. That's crazy.
Go back to the book.
They were black-skinned African Moors.
They was what?
Wait a minute.
They were black-skinned African Moors
Wait a minute.
who paraded their dark complexion as a badge of honor, pride, privilege, and royalty.
Oh my
Wait.
God! I feel like I just want to run every sentence back. But look, think about it, right? And I know, cause y'all listening, cause a lot of the real underground, I know y'all in all type of stuff.
Right.
Right, the Moors, right?
Moors?
So you see that we reading the Bible and we paralleling what we reading about with the history of the Israelites.
Right.
Because this is the history of the Israelites.
Right.
So, but y'all confused. No, we was Moors. We was this. The Moors was Israelites.
Right.
King James
That's right.
He declared himself as an Israelite.
Right.
Jacobite. We gonna get into all of that. But I just want y'all to understand it's saying the African Moors, but it's really saying the Israelites paraded their dark complexion as a badge of honor, pride, privilege, and royalty.
Black privilege.
Right.
Who would have thunk?
This is how you know we have been absolutely destroyed.
Hey,
Just think about what's trending right now. Skin bleaching.
Damn.
Blonde hair weave. Males and females. Niggas blonde in their hair. All over the place.
grown men going from kings to queens.
Facts.
Right.
What the hell?
But the point is that we took pride in our dark complexion because that was a badge of honor, pride, privilege. And what does this mean? This means that with how we look at it today, once upon a time, not too long ago, that was the white man.
Right.
The bottom, the scum of the earth, nothingness.
Let me get a fro.
Stinking bum, scummy cave beast.
You're a bum.
They was nothing. In order to feel privileged, in order to feel royal, you had to have dark complexion.
They came in the hood.
White was not right.
Hey, let me get a script real quick.
Price dropped when they came to.
Hey, because this is heavy right here, and one of the greatest kings that ever walked this earth, one of the wealthiest kings that ever walked this earth was he had the same spirit. Song of Solomon for me, because he gonna say it. That's like, hey, that's some. We know that. That's why everybody right now, if you black, you gonna say I'm black and I'm proud. And everybody up there, we strong with it. Hey, watch this.
The Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
He said, I'm what?
I am black, but comely.
He said, I'm black and I'm beautiful. And we see that. We see that today. Look, that's how when we reading about this, that complexion, our skin tone, we the best, y'all. Y'all got to feel that same way. You got to know that.
That's
you got to know that. Why you think King James was like, hey, look, we ain't changing nothing. We gonna say, it's going to say it that way.
Hey.
But if you get the New International Version, it ain't going to say that.
Hey, it's funny how the Bible lets you know, like, even that skin, that's leprous. Like, that's unclean.
It's unclean to have something other than
that's
black.
unclean. That's not of God.
Right.
Hey, you got to be proud. Look,
For real.
Hey, get the article, the last sentence on there again real quick.
Jump to the last sentence?
Yeah, right
Or the last
before.
sentence I read?
Well, no, we ain't got to jump to it.
Which one we want?
The one that said it is not unusual for lighter blacks.
It was not unusual for lighter blacks and whites to walk around in blackface. The A1 was a Jolson style in order to look more upper class.
So roles have reversed. We went from now we trying to put on bleach to be light and white, but back then they was trying to put on stuff to make themselves look darker.
Is that the truth about blackface?
Hey,
yes,
the truth about blackface.
That's heavy.
Because they do it now like as if it's some type of mockery.
Black.
I'm always right behind you to run around with your face painted black because you want to be black.
Right, what is
reverse skin bleaching.
Exactly.
They were trying to bleach
skin darkening.
Because you know what it is? They want to shoot me, beat me, but really want to beat me because I'm a G-O-D. That's what it is. That's his bar, by the way. That's not my bar. That's his bar. All right.
That's facts.
Hey, what's crazy about this? I had a coworker, old boss of mine. He said he used to, when he was younger, he used to like paint himself black because he wanted to be black. This Edomite. They want to beat us, bro.
They tan
really
darker,
want to
they
be
want
us.
to be black.
Right.
That's facts.
That's
Go back.
crazy, man.
Black is cool.
Finish it out. Read the last sentence.
Good stuff, right?
Many of today's images of the black rulers of Europe are falsely propagandized as white people.
Read it one more time.
Many of today's images of the black rulers of Europe are falsely propagandized as white people.
King James included.
Right.
All right. Europe has a long history of black royal families, and we're going to prove that they were descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Hey, so what we showing right now is Black Lives Matter.
You said black lies?
Lies, because they've been lying about us, so it really matters to show this truth right here.
Them white lies.
No. What I'm saying is they've been lying about the blacks, right? Showing that we. Well, we can say white lives matter if you want to say that, however you want to say it. But what we're showing is that. Right, thank you. All praises, man.
You tried.
Hey, all praises, man.
You tried.
The point is this, man. It really matters for us showing our truth.
That's
Right.
From them
There
lying
we go.
about us
There
all
we
this
go.
time. It
There
really
we go.
matters.
That's right.
And
That's
that's
right.
why, look,
True.
the greatest talk show right now, the radio show, whatever you want to call it in Arkansas, we going to talk that truth.
That's right.
we going to talk it, man.
Bring it out.
Hey, can I get a script?
Go ahead. No, go
Get
ahead.
just the backbone of what officer said. Give me that Deuteronomy 30 at 32 or 33. Yeah, give me that
33:29.
29, 33:29. Because what officer was just saying, like, listen, they lies. It matter. Why? Because the Bible let you know this was gonna happen. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 29.
Uh-huh.
Happy art thou, O Israel,
Happy are us, O Israel. Read.
who is like unto thee,
Uh-huh.
O people saved by the Lord,
Right.
the shield of thy help,
Uh-huh.
and who is the sword of thy excellency,
Uh-huh.
and thine enemies
Your enemies,
shall be found liars.
they liars. Liars. They always been lying. They've been lying since birth, like we talked about last week. They
Come
been
out.
lying. So
When they were
So
crying,
guess-
they were lying.
they white lies.
Cries was lies.
Oh, praise. So we're going to get into a little history because I know your mind boggling. How did black people get into Europe to start ruling over it or whatever? Now, we might go into this more in depth, dealing with the origin or the, like, I want to say origin or the rise of the Moors and stuff. We might deal with that this month. Maybe. It will be very extensive. But we just going to briefly touch on some history that ties in with the Bible to give you an idea of how black people would be spread throughout Europe. All right? Put that on the screen. Read that.
This is From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph Windsor. A history of, oh my bad, I know you were reading that.
No, you can read that so they can know.
It says a history of ancient black races, including the black Hebrews,
By who?
Message.
Written
by
who?
Rudolph Windsor.
Rudolph R. Windsor. Go to the
Hey,
page.
you see it says ancient black races, including the black Hebrews, meaning it's a distinction between the black races.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Exactly.
Facts.
Go ahead. Now read the one in the year.
In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
Stop. So, because I know some of y'all familiar with the Igbo tribe, the Limba tribe, these tribes that claim to be Jews. This is why, and even more extensively as we going to prove and go into, it was lands on the west coast of Africa where the slave ships was at that was called Judah.
Yep, Yehuda.
Negro land. You know what I'm saying? This is why. Because over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, taking heed to what Christ said, flee to the mountains. And guess what? Them million Jews had babies and kept reproducing and reproducing and reproducing.
Right.
And we were settled in Africa and became tribes and civilizations within Africa. All right, read on.
Fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
So just in case you was confused and was thinking, I don't remember the history of white Jews. and Franks and all that being in Africa, because that ain't what the hell it's talking about.
Right.
The real Jews was black.
That's right.
So that's why the tribes that we spoke of that claim Jewish ancestry in Africa are black.
Right.
Because the real Jews was black.
That's right.
All right. Read this prophecy.
This prophecy and all the residue of the prophecies contained in Deuteronomy 28, verses 15 through 68, befell the black Jews after they disobeyed the laws of God. Many nations transported the Jews into slavery, and the sons of Israel transmigrated to every continent.
To what?
To every continent.
To every continent.
Australia.
So if you're looking for an explanation why
Tasmania.
you got Afro-Australians, Afro-Arabians, Afro-Chinese, everywhere in the world you got an Afro-something. That Afro is actually referring to the Jews, the sons of Israel.
That's right.
That's the only way it would make sense. We was the ones that was transmigrating into every continent, including Europe.
Wow. That's right.
All right? Now let's get that in the Bible. Luke chapter 21.
The book of Luke.
Go ahead.
The book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 20.
Uh-huh.
And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Uh-huh.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
So what is Christ speaking of? Jerusalem compassed about with armies. He knew, of course, because he's the son of God. But he's warning the people, look, there's going to be a siege. Jerusalem is going to be compassed about with armies. And he didn't want to speak on, he didn't want to identify exactly which army it was, because the show would have been shut down early. So it's like, Jerusalem going to be compassed about with armies. He was speaking of the Romans, right?
Right.
And when this happens, he advising the Jews to flee to the mountains. What mountains? The same mountains he fled to flee from persecution of Herod when he was born. The mountains in Africa.
That's
He had to go to Egypt to blend in to hide from Herod, because Herod was trying to kill him. He was advising the people to flee into Africa. Read on.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out.
Come on.
And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
Uh-huh.
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
And that's what he just said in Deuteronomy, in his book, he quoted Deuteronomy 28 about the curses, which is what led to us going into slavery, the Israelites going into slavery. In particular, that with the days of vengeance that Christ is talking about that had to be fulfilled, that was written, was Deuteronomy 28:49 on down. Right? The nation come against you for fraud, they're going to besiege you, you're going to be eating your kids, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get diseases, you're going to be scattered amongst the nation. All that was the days of vengeance that Christ is referring to right here, what we're reading right now. So he prophesied Deuteronomy 28. But they say when we bring it out, it ain't relevant. It's already happening. No! Christ is prophesying Deuteronomy 28. Read on.
It's Old Testament.
But woe unto them that are with child.
That's heavy because Moses said, there shall arise a prophet like unto me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But keep reading.
And to them that give suck in those days.
Right. Why? Because within that siege, what was written in Deuteronomy 28, what would come with that? They would destroy all your cattle, your corn, your herb, etc. Cut off, where you would have to go to get food and water. Guess what? You're going to starve. You're going to eat your kids. Y'all going to eat each other. Read on.
For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
Come on.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
What did Christ say?
And be led away captive into all nations.
So the people of Christ, the Jews of the Bible who he's addressing, which these are his people that he's related to by blood, he's saying that they would be led captive into all nations. What nation of people on the planet Earth is historically documented post this time in which he's saying this?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? To be led captive in all nations of the earth.
Right.
The Israelites.
That's right.
The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read on.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
The people that will be occupying our homeland will be the Gentiles, meaning non-Israelites. In particular, Amalek. Read on.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until that fourth beast that Daniel talk about get destroyed when Christ returns. All right? So until then, the people occupying the land of the Israelites would not be the Israelites. They would be the Israelis, the Israelites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The real Israelites will be scattered throughout all the earth through slavery.
Right.
All right, that's what the Bible say. That's what Christ said. So that should be that's like a foundational understanding as to why you had black people in Europe. You know what I'm saying, from the get-go. All right. So we're gonna take a quick break. And we're going to really, really dive into the truth about King James, the history of King James when we come back from break. So you don't want to go nowhere but to the bathroom or something. Go grab a snack, stretch a little bit.
Come right
back. We got a lot more fire to come out on Let's Talk Truth.
Shalom, Israel. My name is Sister Zakaya from IUIC Cincinnati Camp, and I am here because I have a special announcement for you. It is almost that time again. Passover 2022, it is right around the corner. I am excited. I hope you are too. The dates are from March 31st through April the 4th. That's March 31st through April the 4th. So make sure you mark your calendars. This year's colors are brown and gold. And make sure you visit originalroyalty.com to get your official garments. One more thing, Israel. Registration details will be available soon. Do not neglect to register. Make haste. And remember, never give up, never give in. Shalom.
The Messiah is a savior and a conqueror.
You just made this beat?
It's a shame how you look out, praying that brother real, he won't cross you out. I'm smiling in my face, but the plan to take me down. Crabs in the bucket, so now I move around. The next man hating, why you wanna take my crown?
It's a feast day, celebrate. You know that we could get crazy all night, all day. I'm turning up for the one who made me, yeah. I may hasten, no hesitate to praise, yeah, for the rest of my days. And I know it's so much to let you know. My approach may come off unnatural, and I can't sit still like a vegetable. Gotta get my dancing, yeah. We got the fam getting down where we at. Yeah, Vanessa get down like that. We turning up cause it's a celebration. I'ma push beyond my limits.
Take, knowing shoot me in the face. We was taught hate, talking about them slave days. We gon' make a way, nigga ratted on us, he don't love his race. Love his slave master, but I'm tired of getting whipped. Your Uncle Tom bastard, cones is the slave ship. Rolling with bad habits, white man is savage. Bible is our history, going back to daddy. You a crab in the bucket. Hate your people just disgust and won't trust you. Your Uncle Tom. You were Uncle Tom. You a crab in a bucket. Hate your people just disgusting, won't trust you. Your Uncle Tom, you the one who gon' run. Matter of fact, you the one voted for Trump. You are Uncle Tom.
Uncle Ruckus in the face ass. Let me watch what I say to these crabs in the bucket. Never wanna see the black man running. They was probably with the master chasing Harriet. Them boys nefarious. So that Bible I carry to bring the truth out.
My people destroy, got the Draco to blow your roof out. Them crabs be clapping beside Esau. They on two ends of the stick, just like a seesaw.
Hey, we're back. Another.
Come on,
We
man.
Back to the
with more.
That was
Let's talk truth.
That was all right, all praise to the Most
That
High.
was a little weird.
So look, so now, hey, we back to the topic. All right, the truth about King James. So before the break, we brought out one of the books, just one of them. All right, that let you know that.
You got more books?
Yes, sir.
Damn. They like, damn. Damn.
I know they just leaning on probably
What?
one book.
Come on now, dog.
So,
That book probably ain't true.
so we read in one of the books. It said that the Stuart dynasty, King James was a descendant of the Stuart dynasty, which was a black royal family that ruled over Scotland. And from that came King James, who published the 1611 Bible. All right, which we know as the King James version,
Right?
the original. All right, so now let's get this book. Let's get this book on the screen.
This one is called The Negro Question Part 4, The Missing Link.
So now on the cover, you got how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4,
6.
5, 6 black kings,
Mm-hmm.
and none of them were in the continent of Africa.
Right.
They were all on the continent of Europe. Yes. Black kings, and that big one and the main one on the front cover with the crown and
King
that
of
black man right
Scots.
there. That's your King James,
Right.
Yes, sir.
not LeBron. That's the King James. What all this controversy is about, right?
That's right.
All right. So now let's go into the pages. Let's go to page 8. Read that.
This is Image Location, New College Library in Edinburgh, UK. I know that this image
That's the caption for the photo. You can show the photo since you read the caption for it. Look at this.
Show real quick.
That came from the New College Library in the UK.
And that's interesting, too, because you Negroes ain't going to find this black history over here. They going to hide it. They won't tell you.
Right. You got to go where all the white folk at to find
Right.
the black
Right.
history that's real.
Go ahead, read.
I know that this image of a black King James can be a little confusing because of your Western education.
There you go.
But this is the truth that is
Or
known.
Western lies.
Right.
Jewish fables.
Facts.
Go ahead.
But this is the truth that is known by the rich and the elite in the world.
Go ahead.
That was the reason I paraded all of the English historians and professors before I got into the bowels of this book. I had to get your mind ready to receive the truth. King James came from a long line of black Scottish Stuart kings. Black Scottish.
A long line.
Oh, a long line. A long line
Long
of
line.
black Scottish Stuart kings.
A long line of Crip OGs.
A long line of black Scottish Stuart kings.
Well, I'll be damned. Go ahead.
343 years of rulership in Scotland.
Damn.
That's a lot of years. That's more than
That
70
damn near how long
anniversaries.
we been in the mud.
Hey, that's why East only got 70 anniversaries.
Right.
Because we got our love.
Keep reading.
The Stuarts not only ruled in Scotland, they ruled France, Spain.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. I want you to read it again.
It says the Stuarts not only ruled in Scotland,
Not only.
they ruled France, Spain, Ireland,
Well, damn.
English,
Where's England? you know the trend.
right. Britain,
You know
the Wales.
This is what we ruled in.
Hey, Stuarts ruled France, and they ruled Spain.
We need to read
Look, what else? my bad.
Go ahead.
Hey, King James was able. King James was able to rule all of these lands because all of these people were of Iberian black descent.
Come on. They were the.
Go
next page. Come on. Next page.
Help them.
At the top.
Help them.
They were the same people.
That's right.
If you look at the ball in his hands, it represents world rulership.
So that's what that Captain Your Den thumbnail is about. Go ahead.
And there was only one other group of world leaders who used this type of symbolism, and they were the Byzantine Roman emperors. Remember, they told the English that they were Roman citizens. This is the proof. There was another man who made the same boast, and if you have wisdom, you know who I'm talking about.
Come on.
This is one of the signs of scholarship, when you are able to read the symbolism of images. In my research, I found out that the ancient Scottish was a tribe from northeastern Ireland.
Hold on. You got to read that again. Read that again, please.
The ancient Scottish was a tribe from northeastern Ireland.
The reason why I'm pinpointing this is heavy. We going to hit on it some more. Because you know the rebuttal for, black people, the only ones that went through the slave trade, slavery on ships.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We the Israelites, and they be like, well, the Irish.
Right.
The Irish were the slaves.
Funny.
Right. We gonna get into this history and look. It's really a whole nother subject, but
it get deep.
We gonna touch on it some, really kind of a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But the Irish that went into slavery, as the curses say, was really black folks. Actually Negroes. So that lie finna get cast down today as well.
The truth
Go
about
ahead.
the Irish.
Same time.
Which means the Scots are really Irish.
Come on.
So if I have seen an ancient Scot, I have seen an ancient Irishman. And if I have seen an ancient Irishman, then I have seen an ancient Britain.
So we finna get into that word Britain. What is that going into? Go to the next page.
Hey, when you think of Irish, you know the first thing that comes up in your head. White. Finley, Hornswoggle.
Leprechauns.
Beer.
Hey, Lil Flip might have been on to something.
Take a Lucky Charm.
Lil Flip might have been on to something.
He said he a lucky.
But then get the next page. Scroll down to where it say it appears. You could pull it up.
Let's see. It appears right there.
Yeah.
It appears that contrary to what you heard, King James was not a Catholic.
No.
That's not it.
It appears from the verbiage.
Oh, goodness gracious. It appears that... up there. My bad.
Yeah.
It appears from the verbiage, wording, of the Solemn League Covenant and the introduction to the original King James Bible that the three kingdoms, Britain, Ireland, and Scotland, were opposed to the popes and Catholicism.
What?
They was what?
They were opposed to boy lovers.
Wait a minute.
But I thought like the popes and the Catholics, they made the Bible up this
Right.
So the man that published the Bible was in opposition to the Roman Catholics?
This doesn't make any sense.
I'm so confused.
I'm confused. Hey.
It appears that contrary to what you heard, King James was not a Catholic, nor were Ireland, Scotland, and Britain. I deliberately spelled Britain as Brit-ain.
Watch this.
The two words mean something important. Get a concordance and look up the word Ain, suburb of Benjamin, Judah, and Levi.
I remember what I was saying, because you got Moors. Yeah, King James was black or whatever. Yeah, he was a Moor. We more than, but with it's deeper than that.
Right.
These Moors were descendants of the southern kingdom of Israel. Judah. Watch this, keep reading.
And then use the internet to see what the word Brit means, covenant, in the original Hebrew. In the original King James Bible, King James spelled his name with an I.
Come on.
Why would he do that? The letter I is the Hebrew letter Zayin. Not only did King James use Hebrew letters to spell his, scroll
down.
up please,
Come
y'all,
on.
if y'all can pay attention. His name, he also nicknamed himself Jacob.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Jacobite. Oh my.
Go to the next one.
And also, you know what that shows? That
What
the
that shows?
Bible and religion is two different things. Because
Right.
you have the Catholics and the
Right.
popes, and then you have
Right.
King James.
Yeah.
And real.
You know what's
They
crazy?
Israelite.
That's
Crazy.
why they wanted to. They
Hey.
want you to
Hey.
think wrong about him.
That's crazy because like all these different philosophies and religions come under the umbrella of Catholicism. Even
Right.
your Sunday church, regular Sunday church today is under the umbrella of Catholicism.
And the man that published the Bible was against him.
Hey,
Sheesh.
Facts.
and what we just proved is when it says they opposed them, is that's why they came up against them, and they because the popes, right? They started the slavery stuff. They the ones that had their hand in the Catholics had their hand in the midst of that, and it started right there.
It probably ain't like they was getting no money out of it.
Hey,
They pushed their cross on
take
you.
them.
All right, go to the page 16.
Page 16.
I just need the first two sentences.
After Cromwell had executed King Charles I
He was after King James.
and ravaged the three kingdoms, the Jacobites,
The what?
the Jacobites,
The Jacobites.
Right.
The Jacobite. What does this mean?
Help.
Jacobites.
Right.
That means you descend
Right,
from
from-
Jacob.
right?
Which Jacob? The Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob.
Right. Israelites.
Jacob. Jacob.
Come on.
It says, and ravaged the three kingdoms, the Jacobites tried to restore the black Stuart kings to power. They were known as Jacobites.
So these black Stuart kings were known as Jacobites or Israelites. Come on.
One shall name himself Jacob, and another shall name himself Israel.
Let's get
That's
what he
right.
quoting. Get Isaiah 44 and 5. King James literally did this.
Right.
Let's read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 44, and verse 5.
Come on.
One shall say, I am the Lord. And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob.
By the name of what?
By the name of Jacob.
That's what King James did.
Hey, King
So,
James was on to something.
I thought he was a Caucasian faggot.
Yo.
We gotta get the coin. We gotta get the
James
coin.
law people.
Oh my
You
God.
can't
We gotta
fabricate
get the
this.
coin.
King
Hey,
James
pull
got
up
the
that
truth.
coin real quick. Pull up the coin. That he tell it's on the radio page.
It amazes me.
There's some Myers just me.
Pull it up. It's on the radio page. The coin.
Unrefutable evidence we showing you right now. Because what Jacob do, they'll take rumors and they just run with it. It's called Negro rumors. All you got to do is say, hey, bro, Shakespeare and Mozart was cousins. They was gay and they used to do stuff. And they'll tell somebody and everybody will run with it. But here we are with the books that was hidden
Sound
from
good.
you for hundreds of years. It's time to take these things in. It's all the proof. Take a look at this coin real quick from the time of King James, the one who you thought was white.
Right.
You see that? What? The Lion of Judah on the coin. Why?
That's
Because
right.
King
Right.
James was the southern kingdom of Israel.
Jacobite.
Jacobite. You know, you see the words, what is on the other coin? Y'all got the other one? It look like it say Jacob
It
on
say
that
Jacob right there.
Yeah,
Right?
it do. Right there on the
Yeah.
right hand side of the top left.
one. Jacob, another one. Jacob. These are...
What? A black man.
A
Yep.
black man.
Yeah.
Look at that
he
nappy
black.
hair.
Look like my damn papa.
A black man with the Jacob on the coin, a black ruling king of Scotland. This is proof. King James was not a white man. He was
he
an
wasn't.
Israelite.
boy.
This ought to wake you up for real.
That's
Wake your tail
Man,
up.
we just getting started. Did we finish that last sentence on that page? Okay, yeah, we was done with that. Now let's get the video.
Amazing
Pull up
history.
that first video.
This is your black history.
We're gonna continue to blow you guys' mind, okay? Stay tuned. Go ahead, play that. Make sure y'all pay attention to the time.
The Highlanders are generally diminutive, with brown complexions, and almost always with
Hey, you
black
gotta
curled
take the
hair
disclaimer off.
and dark eyes. Now, the above portrait is believed to be of James Francis Edward Stuart, or Prince James III of England, a Jacobite. Yet these two portraits of the same individual don't seem to line up.
Pause.
Uh-oh.
These two images are the same person. He going into the whitewashing. To the left, you had a true image of the Jacobite, who it was written in documents. These people were brown with curly hair. So what the hell is that to the right?
Damn imposter, poser.
Thing.
That's what we read. They
Ding
sought
dong.
to paint the likeness of their image. They cover the faces of the judges thereof. They the wicked, man. Keep playing.
Interestingly, if you want to purchase the original portrait of this individual, it goes for an eye-watering price.
Did y'all see that price?
Dang. 27
You had to sell your damn house to get that painting. Why? Why? We see not our signs.
That is
trying to hide your true images from you, man. Keep playing.
King James VI's parents, Lord Henry Darnley and Mary Queen of Scotland. Black. Whitewashing.
Wow.
What?
Bleach.
What?
They even kind of changed the chin a little bit too.
Oh hell no!
Oh stop!
Pause it. Wait a minute.
Hey,
Wait a minute.
Can't make this up.
Bro, Walker.
I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. That white image right there, that could slick. I'd slick know some Jake that look like that. You know what I'm saying? For real, they mama white, but they still be Jake. You know what I'm saying? For real.
They went as far as changing the hairline. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Right.
That's what I know.
Walker.
That's
Texas
crazy. Look like you
Ranger
just got Isaiah on this side, and then what your boy doing?
You know that's fake too, cause ain't no, they Esau, they nose be pointy and shit. Look at this dude. He got
What's
a
that
Negro
one
nose.
singer name? That light skinned John B or something? What's his name?
Yeah, you talking about John B?
That's his name?
Yes.
John B?
Yeah.
Ain't that's like his complexion damn near.
Yeah.
Just a little few shades lighter than Jonah.
Hey, just in case, hold on. But just in case we forgot already, we've already proved that this is impossible because there were no white kings.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No white kings in Scotland during the early 1400s.
It was whitewash.
1500s, 1600s, we were ruling. Remember that.
The word whitewash is a damn oxymoron.
Right.
Like they white stained us. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Lepers.
For real, white
Lepers
defiled.
all over
Leprosized.
Right.
They leprosized the images.
Let me watch this mug.
For real, play keep reading. I mean, you know what I mean.
Wow.
Hey, ain't that the dude
Black
from
boy.
King Charles.
Dude
grandson.
look like this dude from Jacksonville.
Why he look like?
What's his name? To the left.
Peter
Nah,
Pan,
he look
man.
like
What's the dude?
damn. What's that dude
Captain-
name?
Captain
I
Hook.
forgot.
They didn't put Captain Hook as the. It's crazy, man.
You know him? I'm sorry, Zed. He a barber. We seen him at the
Tone?
No.
Y'all, wow, they watch.
I think his last name Henderson or something like that.
Yeah, you talking about B-Mac?
B-Mac! Dude look like that to the left. Dude look like B-Mac,
Hey, B-Mac,
man.
that's your relative right there.
The little mustache with the dude look like B-Mac. Thanks.
The little black boy.
Alright, so now let's deal. So we showing how King James was whitewashed. His parents whitewashed, all of that. You know what I'm saying? They were Jacobites. They was black folks, right? But I want to deal with some of the rumors because we gonna come back to this video to deal with another one of the rumors. But I want to deal with a rumor real quick. Go to the click.com, chick.com link. Let's deal with this rumor. Like I said, everybody say King James, he was a gay white man. Okay, let's see. Come on.
Was King James a homosexual? This is the answer book. Explanation. King James the First. My apologies. The question was, I have been told that King James was a homosexual. Is this true? The answer, no. Explanation, King James I of England, who authorized the translation of the now famous King James Bible, was considered by many to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, monarchs that England has ever seen.
Damn!
Wow. Wow.
Black man.
So little
Yes.
queen.
Oh,
but
black
man.
nothing.
Believe it or not.
The great.
You heard it here. Through his wisdom and determination, he united the warring tribes of Scotland into a unified nation, and then joined England and Scotland to form the foundation for what is now known as the British Empire. At a time when only the churches of England possessed the Bible in English, King James' desire was that the common people should have the Bible in their native tongue. Thus, in 1603, King James called 54 of history's most learned men together to accomplish this great task. At a time when the leaders of the world wished to keep their subjects in spiritual ignorance, King James offered his subjects the greatest gift that he could give them.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
You got this. They basically saying King James, the real King James, a black man, a Jacobite, really saved the world. Like he's a savior. You know what I'm saying? Without him having that nobility about himself and to do what he did when he had the power to do it, where would we be right now?
He like the Ezra, you know what I'm saying, of that time. That mud.
That's right.
Came back with the scripts, man. All praises.
So we gonna get back to this history that we reading right now about the scholars and all. We gonna circle back around to that. But go ahead, keep reading.
James, who was fluent in Latin, Greek, and French, and schooled in Italian and Spanish, even wrote a tract entitled Counterblast to Tobacco, which was written to help thwart the use of tobacco in England.
Right, when tobacco use was on the rise, he wrote a book with biblical references to counterblast it, to stamp out smoke.
That's the first stamp out smoke right there.
He was a righteous man.
Hey, you can't make it up, man.
So what? So what? With him being that noble, unifying kingdoms and publishing the Bible and going against what Rome and the Pope and them was trying to establish and force the world, casting down tobacco.
Right.
With him being such a noble man, watch this. Read on. Such a man.
Such a man was sure to have enemies. One such man, Anthony Weldon, that's that dude, had to be excluded from the court. Weldon swore vengeance. It was not until 1650, 25 years after the death of James, that Weldon saw his chance. He wrote a paper calling James a homosexual. Obviously, James, being dead, was in no condition to defend himself.
And this is what black people don't understand. Like, if I don't like you, you know what I'm saying, and I'm trying to establish a reign after you, I'm not trying to make the people miss you.
Right.
What the hell, y'all? Now I don't want to hear nothing about that nigga. That nigga was gay. You know what I'm saying? For real.
He had to say that. He
had to.
The report was largely ignored since there were still enough people alive who knew it wasn't true. In fact, it lay dormant for years until recently when it was picked up by Christians who hoped that vilifying King James would tarnish the Bible that bears his name.
Hold the hell up.
You damn Christians.
Hold the hell up. Now, hey, I wish we had the clip.
Christians are atheists.
It's a clip of a pastor putting a damn X on the scripture live in church, and the church was clapping.
Oh, no.
Christians,
we're going to take that out.
In the Bible, but it's not of the Bible.
We're going to take that out.
Christians hate the Bible.
Right.
They hate the word of God. Period. Read that one more time, bro.
Until recently, when it was picked up by Christians who hoped that vilifying King James...
Don't that sound like an oxymoron?
It definitely does.
Christians wanting to vilify King James.
This is crazy.
How?
Right.
House.
Come on, read on.
Would tarnish the Bible that bears his name so that Christians would turn away from God's book to a more modern translation.
That's First Maccabees.
Wow.
Same
Make 'em
thing.
gay.
That all should be one people. Tear in pieces the books of the law. We trying to establish our new world order religion. Keep reading.
It seems, though, that Weldon's false account is being once again largely ignored by the majority of Christianity, with the exception of those with an ulterior motive.
Like you Egyptologists, you damn Kemet, damn Moors,
Kemet
you know, they're trying to discredit the Bible. Y'all the ones running with this BS, and the sheep Jake running with it. Go ahead.
Such as its author had.
Come on.
It might also be mentioned here that the Roman Catholic Church was so desperate to keep the true Bible out of the hands of the English people that it attempted to kill King James in all of Parliament in 1605.
Come on now, dog.
It sounded to me like he was being persecuted for righteousness' sake.
Hey, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? For real, for the Lord's name's sake, literally. For the sake of the word of God, they was trying to put him to death.
Hey.
Keep reading.
In 1605, a Roman Catholic by the name of Guy Fawkes,
this damn guy,
Roman Catholic,
come on,
under the direction of a Jesuit priest by the name of Henry Garnet, I don't know what I'm doing, was found in the basement of Parliament with 36 barrels of gunpowder, which he was to use to blow up King James in the entire Parliament.
Damn!
Dude, crazy.
Come on.
After killing the king, they planned on imprisoning his children, reestablishing England as a state loyal to the Pope, and kill all who resisted.
Y'all see that?
Oh, man.
Jeez, this sound like a history repeat itself. This sound like multiple accounts in the Bible.
Right.
For real, read on.
Needless to say, the perfect English Bible would have been one of the plot's victims.
Sheesh.
Fawkes and Garnet and 8 other conspirators were caught and hanged.
So, you know how black people were like, the Bible been tampered with, and that's what they was trying to do by destroying the King James Version. So that tells you the King James Version is not the one that's tampered with.
Right.
Because that's the one they was trying to tamper with. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hey.
To get their modern religion out there. The Lord work in mysterious ways.
And that's, you know what's crazy is, so they couldn't mess with the Bible. So what they did was, a few years after this, 14 years later, slavery happened.
Yep.
14 years later, they put us in slavery and said, Negro, you can't read, you can't write, you can't do nothing. Damn.
Yep. All right. So now, go. Let me see what I want to mix up there. Go back to the King James video and go to the next timestamp. All right, play that. So we demolished that rumor right there. He was not a homosexual.
Right.
That was definitely. Get that real quick in Jeremiah 20. They were just trying to defame the brother because he was righteous. He was doing, you know, he had to have some nuts to do that with Rome rulings, and you know what I'm saying? Watch this, Jeremiah chapter 20 verse 10.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse 10. For I heard the defaming of many.
The what?
The defaming of many.
Can we get that real quick? What is defaming? Get that definition real quick. Jeremiah said, I heard the defaming of many.
Defame?
D-E.
Yeah. The help.
Defame. Gerund or present participle. Defaming. Let's go with the synonyms. Libel, slander, malign.
No, what you doing? Oh gosh.
Right there. What were you
Damage the good reputation of someone. Slander or libel.
Read it again, bro. Read it.
Defaming. Damage the good reputation of someone. Slander or libel.
Right. So damage the good rep. So King James, think about it. If his legacy was never tampered with, a black man that published the Bible, that went against tobacco, that went against witchcraft, which we finna get into. You know what I'm saying? That was trying to restore God's laws as he saw the world going astray.
Right.
He's one of the.
But they had to damage his reputation. They had to slander him. Think about it. To this day, think about it.
It's
bruh.
happening.
Like that is people's main argument.
Right.
For real, that's a white man book.
Damn.
He was gay. He was this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Think about how easily victorious we would be if King James' legacy was you know what I'm saying, was what it's supposed to be, the truth.
Right.
A black man, a black righteous man who actually descended from the Israelites.
Right.
A Jacobite. You know what I'm saying? That did what that published a noble man. When nobody, black people will be hopping on the bus, on the bandwagon, you know, when nobody have a problem with this. But due to this confusion led by Anthony Weldon, and it didn't even work in his lifetime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It had to be picked up later and spread as a lie. And through this lie, our people reject the Bible. This is crazy. Go to 1 Corinthians 4. Go ahead. What you think?
No, it's very crazy because, like, you know, you look at Martin Luther King, the grace we have of today. If we had King, like, man, you just say King James with all the things that he did, man, that's one of the greatest. What's the word? That's one of the greatest things that we have for our Black history. You know what I'm saying? That'd be that's one of the top. Like, it's like, oh, King James. You want to be like King James?
Yeah, not the Hooper.
Hey, right. So when you see, like you saying, if you were to keep that same thing of us knowing that he was black, that changed everything about what we thought about what was in the Bible. All the lies that they pushed. Okay, that means Jesus really not. He's really not white then. You know, it changes the whole scenario. Now you like, oh, okay. These Negroes, these little boys up, these young men right here, they really talking some truth.
Yeah.
That's right.
1 Corinthians.
1 Corinthians 4:13. Come on.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 4 and verse 13.
Come on.
Being defamed, we entreat.
Uh-huh.
We are made as the filth of the world.
Uh-huh.
And are the offscoring of all things unto this day.
Right, so this is what the apostles went through for teaching the word, for establishing righteousness in the earth through Jesus Christ. This is what the real King James went through, being a black noble man. You know what I'm saying? With a wife. He wasn't gay.
Right.
8 kids. You know what I'm saying? That was the only ruler in the earth at that time trying to establish God's laws into society.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Being defamed. Made us the filth of the world. You can't get no worse than a Caucasian faggot.
Hey, and
you
that's,
know what I'm saying?
Right.
You really can't.
That is what his legacy has been tarnished to. That's
you
crazy.
said a great point. He was the only one trying. That lets you know that the white people, they hate the Bible, they hate God, they hate God's laws. Because when he was around, he was like, hey, 1 Corinthians 3:16, you can't defile your body, put the tobacco down, stop this witchcraft, you hate God, this is rebellion. He was pushing all of this, and the white man said, no, I hate God, I hate this.
I want to hate him.
So what he did, he was trying to destroy him.
Right.
All right, go back to the video. So we're going to deal with another rumor. Now, King James wrote a book. It was really 3 books in one called Demonology. And people be trying to say he was in the like trying to make it seem like he was on some King Solomon stuff. When no, he was breaking it down to dissect it and show you and prove, you know, how it's wrong. But it exists. The demons and the witches, and it exists. It's biblical.
Right.
But it's wrong. That's why he was putting witches to death. He was applying the laws of God. Why play that? Play it.
Subjects.
So I just wanted to show y'all this image before we get to the point. There's just another coin with him looking obviously black. You know what I'm saying? And it's going into his thoughts on witchcraft. Go to the next time stamp.
In his description of them, he relates that demons are under the direct supervision of God and are unable to act without permission. further illustrating how demonic forces are used as a rod of correction when men stray from the will of God, and may be commissioned by witches or magicians to conduct acts of ill will against others, but will ultimately only conduct works that will end in the further glorification of God, despite their attempts to do otherwise. Now we know that this is true in the story of Job, that Job was hounded by Satan himself, and there are other instances where devils are allowed permission to hound people who have fallen away, such as King Saul. Now I'm not endorsing the book, I'm just highlighting the contents that are found therein, which would indicate that King James was definitely not a fan of witchcraft, necromancy, bestiality, etc., etc.
Right. So he was exposing the stuff in his book, not being a fan of it, not encouraging people to follow it. He was just acknowledging it, that stuff was real. It's in the scriptures. Get Psalm 78.
And he was casting it down.
Yeah, and we done read this dealing with the damn music industry. You know what verse I want, bro?
No, sir.
Oh, you read. Okay. Psalm 78 and what verse is that? The evil angels. 49. Yes, sir. That's it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 49.
Uh-huh.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
So this is the Lord's doing. The Lord utilizes evil angels, or what the world would know as demons. Right? This stuff is real. Witchcraft is real. Get 1 Samuel 28 in verse 9. Demonic forces and all that, yeah, they exist. Like he said, it said that God used them as an instrument. I wish I was, because I was distracted, but I forgot the exact wordage in which he said it in the video, but he was saying that the demons and stuff would be used to punish, you know what I'm saying? It's instruments of vengeance by the Lord. That's correct. That's what we just read in Psalm 78:49. All right, read that in 1 Samuel 28:9.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 28 and verse 9. And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou
My bad, verse 7. My bad.
Verse 7.
Come on.
Then said Saul unto his servants, Seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, Behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit.
Now jump down to verse 9.
Verse 9. And the woman said...
No, sorry, read verse 8.
Verse 8. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee.
Right, so he's going to this woman that deals with familiar spirits and says, divine unto me, raise this spirit up from the dead. So that's when the Bible talks about witchcraft, divination, familiar spirits that existed. It was real. King Saul went to this woman to conjure up Samuel's spirit, and his ass was conjured up, showing that if you dealing witchcraft and you make them sacrifices and them rituals, you can actually do stuff.
Message.
You know what I'm saying? But it ain't no enchantment against Israel. You keeping God's commandments, that stuff don't work.
Right.
They tried to kill King James with voodoo. I forget it's some history on that too. All right, but go back to the video. I think we on the next timestamp.
So we see, even at the expulsion of the Jews from Spain and Portugal, from Luango to the West Indies, there was still a bastion of Jews in England and Scotland who kept true. Most notably, the House of Stuart, the Jacobite monarchy.
Jacobite monarchy. All right, go to the next timestamp. The Stuarts was known as the Jacobite monarchy. the Israelite kings. That's what that means. His lineage, King James family, his royal line was known as the Israelite kings in Europe. Come on.
Christ, away with the new polygamy and maintaining the ancient law, pure and undefiled, as it was before.
So
So we
King
see the
James'
king-
agenda, I'll pause it. It say his agenda, he said, I must say, with Christ, with like Revelation 14 and 12, with the faith of Christ,
Right.
I'm trying to do away with the new polygamy. He calling the Catholic religion, the paganism
Right.
with the Bible, he calling it polygamy. He's saying Christmas, Easter, all that pagan worship,
right.
trying to join in with God. That's the new polygamy. He was trying to do away with that. And maintain what? And maintain the ancient law pure and undefiled as it was before. That was King James' M.O.
Right.
True.
Go back like 2 seconds and play it. Come on.
Was before. So we see the king had a zealousness to get his citizens back to the ancient law, pure and undefiled,
You hear Esau words.
as it was before. I
Y'all
guess
see
you could
this?
say
No, go ahead. Keep
he
playing.
was trying to take them back to Eden.
To Eden.
Okay.
They said it funny, bro. Just take them back to the Garden of Eden. Think about it. Think about what he just said. He was trying to take his people back to the Garden of Eden by bringing them back to the ancient law.
Right.
Right.
Ain't that what we doing?
Hey, he trying
But
to
we-
restore the kingdom.
We being
King James was a
defamed.
prophet.
Hey.
Hey, it's the filth of the world.
Hey.
He was on the same type of time that we on. King James. Put some respect on his name.
Put some respect on it. He trying to bring it. Hey.
Black history.
Was that it on the timestamps? Keep. All right, go ahead.
Respect on my name. Can't talk to you like a man.
We gonna come back to this video too, so don't exit out.
Hey, that's heavy though. When we read what he read earlier about First Peter's 2 and 9, as far as the kings and royalty,
Yeah.
and priest. This man was literally prophesying, man. He was really a prophet, and he's a king. He was royal.
Yeah.
Hey, that's some heavy stuff, man.
All right, so we ain't even gotta play it. We could just read the summary on the screen as it is.
Summary. King James Jacobite, a Sabbath keeper.
Move your mouth so it could be. Come on.
A Sabbath keeper, scripture preserver, anti-Rome, anti-pope.
Hold on.
Hey, wait. Hey, that's heavy.
It sounds like
Tyrone.
He sounds very
the
familiar.
disciples.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For them white
A
folks.
Sabbath keeper. He observed God's Sabbath from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That's in there too, but I ain't want to, But yeah, he was a Sabbath keeper, the same way we keep it. A scripture preserver. Anti-Rome. You nasty, dirty.
Right, you better stay out of here.
Right.
Keep going.
Anti-Edom. Had a few compromising family members.
Which, led to the demise. That's why the Lord had to, take us down from our rulership. But go ahead.
Loyalists to Stuart throne were exiled to the West Indies.
We're gonna go in a little bit more into that right there. Go ahead.
Jacobite, 1745. Slavery was a progressive endeavor in Europe, enacted in Spain and Portugal, then extended further out.
All right. So there's other stuff that he covered within this documentary, I guess you could say, that we because we just focused on King James, but he covered that stuff too. All right. So from there, let's go back to the book. Let's go back to the book, page 22. The Negro Question, Part 4, by Lee Cummings. All right, page 22. Read that.
From this map, you can
Show
see
the map real quick. Show the map. Zoom in if you can on the map. All right, you see that? You see Judah, this is the slave coast. This the west coast of Africa, where we come from.
Right.
Which nobody argues with that. On the west coast of Africa, on the slave coast, we had the kingdom of Judah.
That's right.
Now go to the words. Come on.
From this
map.
check. From this map, you can see that the original name of the slave coast was the Kingdom of Judah.
Right.
And to the left of Judah was Ashanti or Ashanti. The Ashanti in their history state that they were the tribe of Levi.
Come on.
There is a publication from Louisiana State University
LSU.
Called Creole New Orleans, in which the author writes on page 67 that 6 ships came from Judah, landing 464 slaves at the mouth of the Mississippi.
Well, wait a minute. I'll be damned.
Mississippi. Wait a minute.
Hey, I just so happen to be from Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? So we came off them ships from Judah. So I know that. I'm good.
Right.
You real hard person the most.
Alligator.
Well, go ahead.
On page 69, he states that all the nations of Europe had a port at Judah.
Read that again.
On page 69, he states that all the nations of Europe had a port at Judah.
Damn. Come on.
But as great as the publication is, the writer didn't possess the knowledge that on those same boats were 2 groups of black slaves. One group from West Africa.
Come on.
And another group from Europe.
And another group from where?
Europe.
From where?
Europe.
So, hold on, wait. So they were shipping black people from the continent of Europe.
Right?
Wow.
Right?
I'm from Africa.
Interesting. Come on.
Or did he?
Keep reading.
Come on, y'all.
To the top.
The Jacobites, or covenant keepers, were on the same boat, and I shall make this plain as we go further in this book.
So the Jacobites, remember, this is King James lineage, his royal line.
Right.
The ones with the coins, the money, they all money. They went into slavery. They was on them same ships that landed in docks like Louisiana. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Out there.
Royalty.
To the Mississippi.
Jacobites or covenant keepers, come on.
The entire world acknowledges the presence of the West Africans that came into the North Atlantic slave trade, but the world appears too ignorant of the blacks that came out of Europe.
They do not want you to know that.
I can't tell them this.
Because if you know that, you dig a little deeper. Damn, black people, Europe, what were they doing in Europe? Because if they was going into slavery, that mean they wasn't slaves prior to, you know what I'm saying? So what were they doing in Europe before they was put on slave ships from Europe to America? They was ruling that world. You can't know that. You can't know that. Come on.
When you are through reading the facts provided to you in this book, you will be walking around with one of the greatest secrets in this generation.
Oh my goodness. Scroll down.
This is further proof that the Scots are
We
here.
got to read all that. Scroll. He just giving his reference points. But scroll down. Read that.
Once I realized that the Scots and Irish were written about extensively in the 19th and 20th century, I got to thinking that their omission in modern history could be an honest mistake. Once this book is published on Amazon and the other outlets, we should get a better feel for academia's true intentions concerning world history.
All right, go to page 26 now. Watch this. Read that. Start at the top.
Oliver Cromwell in Ireland.
In where?
In Ireland.
Watch this.
Oliver Cromwell was Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, Ireland, and Scotland after the assassination of the Scottish English King Charles I.
Who reigned after King James. Come on.
Upon taking military command of the Commonwealth, he invaded Ireland, and history states that he committed genocide in Ireland against the black population.
Against the black population in Ireland?
In Ireland.
Oh, that was a real Cloverland. Okay. Keep reading.
The black Irish.
The what?
The black Irish.
The what?
The black Irish.
Come on.
that he didn't kill, he sold into the slave trade.
Oh my God!
You're Irish.
Some of y'all names, it maybe didn't come from the white slave master.
Right.
Y'all are Irish lads. Some of y'all came straight from Ireland.
O'Malley.
Into the slave trade. But this what they try to pull to say, the Irish went in a hurry.
Right.
Yeah, the black
The
Irish.
black, right.
The Jacobites.
Right.
Come on. Go see.
Hey, that mean because we got a brother up here who last name Cogshell. So really he Jewish.
What the? Yeah.
Right.
That brother right there
Yeah,
to your
so
left.
he not gay.
It's okay. It's all right. You all right. You all right. You royalty over there. All right, keep reading.
In 1641, Cromwell had 300,000 black Irish sold into the North Atlantic slave trade, and in 1650, he had 100,000 Irish Scottish children sold into Barbados.
Into where?
Barbados.
To where?
Barbados.
Benjamin.
Barbados.
Keep reading.
There is an interesting law that Cromwell had published, and it read.
Scroll down.
Oliver Cromwell, Edict, 1653. Those who fail to transplant themselves to Connaught or Clare within 6 months shall be guilty of high treason. You will then be sent into America or some other part beyond the sea.
So he's saying that black Irish will be sent into America.
Dang.
Sheesh, come on.
The Royal African Company sent 249 ships to the West Indies, sending 60,000 African and Irish into the Americas and West Indies. Make no mistake about it. These people are here in this colony with us.
So you telling me, not only is King James not white, but his descendants, his people, are on the islands talking about some boop, boop, boy, about the boy. They in the streets talking about, what's up, cuz? That's King James relative. Keep reading.
America is a huge colony spread out over 50 states, and we have all been mingled together. I have a greater witness than this.
Now watch, go back to the King James video, and we gonna come back to the book. We got one more page, but go to the timestamp. It say 20 minutes and 55 seconds. Watch this. So, cause you know it's y'all probably like y'all black people. They say anything. They trying to blackwash history or something. So let's hear the white man talk about the damn black Irish that got sent in the slave. Watch this. Play that.
But the trouble is that this Kinsale is at the wrong side of the Atlantic. It's Kinsale in Montserrat, a West Indian island, the Emerald Isle of the Caribbean, and home of a unique race of people, the Black Irish.
It was under the press ganging of Cromwell that hundreds of people from Cork, Kilkenny and Drogheda were expelled to the West Indies. They would have arrived just as the first importations of African slaves took place.
Now, just to highlight, there were several periods of...
That's it. So the white man said out of his own mouth, the population in the islands, them was black Irish slaves. When did they ever teach us this?
Never.
You know what I'm saying? We so lost and confused and destroyed. We have no idea. Them black Irish, like them was King James people. That was his folks, his lineage. He reigned in Northern Ireland. All right.
And what they
Go
showed
back to the book.
that was the Holocaust right there. When they came and took all the blacks out of that land that they call Europe now.
Man.
Hey, that's the
That was this. But hey, the earth given to the hand of the wicked. Right. What it is. Verse page 32. You scroll down to the words.
The black Irish that came into Jamaica had two places of origin, either Ireland or Barbados. Close to 300,000 black Irish came directly from Ireland, and the rest came from Barbados. 70% of all...
So that crazy ass accent, they probably had that before.
Yeah, right.
The damn, you know. That's
what are we talking about, man?
Go ahead.
70% of all black slaves on the island of Barbados came from Ireland.
Read that again.
70% of all black slaves on the island of Barbados came from Ireland.
So Rihanna ass might be Irish.
Right.
Which means if she is Irish, the black Irish, then that would mean she would actually be a Jacobite, an Israelite.
From the
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
From the Southern Kingdom.
Right.
Rihanna, give us a call.
Right.
Let's talk truth. Keep reading.
In the 1925 census of Jamaica, there were 916,000 people on the island, and only 2% were white. That's like a little bit. This oversight, this oversight on the part of the world's historians to include these black Europeans in the North Atlantic slave discussion went unnoticed for the past 400 years.
Sheesh.
The invention of genetics, plus the record of the eyewitnesses was the key to discovering the missing link between history and genetics.
All right. So now let's.
What's that thing called where everybody wants their ancestry?
Yeah.
Brothers want to.
That's it.
Look, we give
That's
you
it.
now. All right, it's Black Irish.
It's a new thing in Earth.
Facts.
All right, go to the Zonovan now. Who got it?
Oh, there we go.
The Zonovan page 86. You know what I want? King James Version. Let's read that.
King James Version.
What you reading, bro?
Well, this is the Compact Bible Dictionary.
The Zonovan Compact.
The Zonovan Compact Bible Dictionary, page 86. King James Version. When Elizabeth died in 1603, the crown passed to James I, who had been king of Scotland for 37 years as James VI. Several months after he ascended the throne of England, he authorized a new translation of the Bible to replace the bishop's Bible. 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day were divided into 6 groups. 3 for the Old Testament, 2 for the New Testament, and 1 for the Apocrypha.
Come on.
2 of the groups met at Oxford, 2 at Cambridge, and 2 at Westminster.
So these universities are known throughout the world as the most prestigious universities when it comes to education.
Right.
Where you gain intellect. This is where these scholars came from, right? Come on.
When a group had completed its task, its work was submitted to 12 men, 2 from each panel. Final differences of opinion were settled at a general meeting of each company. In cases of special difficulty, learned men outside the board of revisers were consulted. Marginal notes were used only to explain Hebrew and Greek words to draw attention to parallel passages.
You know, like when we read the Bible, the little precept notes, and it'll say CP and then the scripture, or it'll have the 2 lines to say what the word mean. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's talking about. Go ahead.
Italics were used for words not found in the original, but necessary to complete the sense. The revisers who received no financial remuneration for their work completed their task in 2 years.
So these men, this how you know these was men of the Lord. They didn't do it for money. You saw how long it took them, right? Watch this. Keep reading.
And 9 more months were devoted to a revision of their work by a special committee consisting of 2 members from each group. In 1611, the new version was published. It did not win immediate universal acceptance, taking almost 50 years to displace the Genevan Bible. Genevan Bible, I'm sorry. In popular favor, in the course of time, slight alterations were made, especially in spelling, to conform to changing usage. But these were all done piecemeal by private enterprise. Its excellence is shown by the fact that after 350 years, it is still used in preference to any other version in the English-speaking Protestant world for both public and private use.
Read that last sentence again.
In preference to...
No, it's excellence.
It's excellence.
It's excellence. You taking the steam
Oh,
out
okay.
my damn
Yeah.
point,
It's
Jeremy.
excellence.
Damn struggle reading.
My bad. It's excellence is shown.
The it's is talking about the 1611 King James
Right.
Bible. This is the most excellent book on the planet Earth. Understand that. The same book you try to think, that's the white man book and all that. You giving the white man too much damn credit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This book, King James authorized the translation. We saw that he was black. And we finna show y'all about these damn scholars. But just know, this is the most excellent book on the planet. So excellent, watch this, read on.
Its excellence is shown by the fact that after 350 years, it is still used in preference to any other version in the English-speaking Protestant world.
The KJV is the #1 Bible. That's the go-to
That's
Bible.
right.
All right, period. No other version is more solidified than the KJV 1611. So now play the video. Let's see the scholars. See about the scholars that put this thing together. Black excellence. Play that.
These scholars were black. Medieval
Go back
Hebrew
a little
had
bit.
been
Go
wide.
back a little bit. Go back a little bit. All right, right there.
Aramaic, and Greek scholars who were also well versed in the English language. Many among these scholars were black.
That was what?
Medieval Hebrew had been widely used by the Moors, along with Arabic because a large portion of the Moors were Israelites. The blacks of Scotland had Ethiopian.
What the hell? This is heavy. This is heavy because we say it all the time. The Bible was written by the Israelites, for the Israelites, to the Israelites.
Right.
So even King James and the scholars, guess what? They was the Israelites. This is our damn book. Don't no other nation got nothing to do with this book,
They
man.
don't.
At
They
all.
don't.
At all. Play on.
Hey, can we go back a little bit, real quick? Just a little bit. What was that?
Many among these scholars were black. Medieval Hebrew had been widely used by the Moors, along with Arabic because a large portion of the Moors were Israelites.
All right, so stop. Stop. So when these Moors people be talking about we Moors, no, you are Israelites. That's what it just said. Get that straight.
What's that down there?
What are you doing? Play on.
So Scotland had Ethiopian
Servant,
Hebrew
right.
ancestry, and they shared the same history of the Hebrew monarchs of Ethiopia. King James himself could trace his ancestry to the tribe of Judah.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
Oh, hold up.
Hold up, Swallow. So the last king of Scotland from Northern Ireland, King James, the 6th and the 1st, could trace his lineage back to what?
Judah.
Get Jeremiah 14 to me. You gotta rub it in real quick.
Rub it in.
Just to, put the nail in the damn coffin. King James came from Judah. Read that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Come on.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
Come on.
They are black.
What did it say about Judah?
They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
King James is a white man.
No,
he ain't.
Can't be.
Wow.
Never
Oh,
been.
praise it. Play the rest of it. Go back a couple more seconds.
White lies.
King James himself could trace his ancestry to the tribe of Judah.
Yeah. They see.
Yeah, they black.
All right, all praises. So the scholars was black. They was Israelites. King James was black, an Israelite.
Right.
And he was not gay.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He was a righteous, noble man that was anti-Pope and anti-Rome.
That's right.
That's heavy right there.
Through his courage, his nobility, that's why we got the word of God, because they was trying to push it out of society completely.
Hey, that's heavy. So when you say anti-Pope and anti-Rome, you
And the
saying
scholars did that work for free.
for free. When he say that though, he's saying he was anti-white people and paganism.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Because he knew who Esau was.
Hey.
All right, so now, go ahead upstairs.
So we got a caller. Oh, they're gone.
They gone. Caller, come back.
Hey, you should have, have patience.
Patience.
You bringing out something too good to just stop it. Come on now.
Come on,
Hey, Scott, get a scripture says.
Go ahead.
Get Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21:1.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
So this is what we see, and the Lord put the spirit on a black king named King James. Read.
As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
And he turned his heart to get our writings put in place for us to understand it later.
That's right.
Why you think Isaiah 28 said you're going to speak a different language, a different tongue? God put the spirit on King James to translate it for us today with the scholars. It's that simple.
Get Micah 2 and 1. They back on? All right, go ahead upstairs.
Hey, Shalom, caller. What's your name? Where you from?
Hey, man, this is Hezekiah, man. Calling from Arkansas, man.
Big Dooney.
Hey, man. Look, man. Hey, this information y'all bringing out, man. Hey, y'all know, hey, like they said on that movie, man. Hey, they ain't gonna like that.
Right.
They ain't gonna like that.
Hey, what kind of phone you using? It sound like you on the show with us. Now go ahead. Go ahead.
I got this good droid, man. But look, man.
Well,
hey, this information right here gotta hit the schools. It gotta hit the colleges, man. Some type of way, man. This history got to get out, man.
Got to, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? The information y'all bringing out is so heavy, man. It's like, hey, this is priceless information. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's facts.
Right.
Hey, that's why the scholars need it for free.
We got to think of some type of way, man. We got to get this history. We got to try to get to these schools or something. Try to do a presentation of this. Some got to give. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, I just want to call and let y'all know, man. Y'all bringing it out beautifully. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is some great information, man, and all praise to the Lord, man.
All praise to the Most High.
Appreciate you, Dooney.
Praises.
Yes, sir.
Hey, keep watching Big Dooney. Hey, tag your family members and tag them more, too, because they need to know what's up as well.
Yes, sir.
All right, shalom. Most High Christ bless.
Shalom.
All right, give Micah 2 and 1.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Right, like Anthony Walden or Weldon, whatever the hell, right? So you got to think, when these people came into rulership after, the black rulers of Europe was completely, wiped out and enslaved and whatnot, right? How do we prevent these niggas from ever knowing and coming to remembrance that they the real people and authors of the Bible? How do we do it? Let's devise an iniquity. Let's make up a lie. You know what I'm saying? He was gay. He was white. Look, Google him. Look at his face. Pale. You know what I'm saying? That's iniquity. That's lies. That's slander. Come on.
And work evil upon their beds.
Read.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Because it is what?
Because it is in the power of their hand.
So they have had the power. You got to think, you in rulership. You control media. You control propaganda. You control what comes up in a search engine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, hey, guess what? Y'all, that author of the Bible that y'all say is y'all book, he was white. He was gay. He was, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing when you pull back the curtains, when you get a shovel, you get to digging it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, wait. He was black. He was righteous. He had a wife. And he didn't really like white folk like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was anti-Rome, anti-Pope. So the Catholic Church, Catholicism, the religion that Christianity descends from, has nothing to do with the Bible. You understand? But since the power is in their hands, they was able to take books out the Bible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They gave a historical look into what they did aforetime when they came into rulership, which was take the Bibles, tear them up, and burn them, and paint their images in them to reintroduce it to us as them being God.
Right.
That's exactly what that's why they had to take that out. 'Cause it would have been too damn obvious. Like, hey, this is what your guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? For real, read on.
And
Verse
they
2.
covet fields and take them by violence.
Watch this.
And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Read that bottom part again.
Even a man and his heritage.
You gotta think, brothers and sisters, a lot of y'all in America, especially in the islands, y'all come from a royal lineage.
Island boys.
343 years of black excellent rulership. Your heritage has been oppressed. Your own people walk around to my King James, white gate, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Your heritage has been oppressed. You have no idea that your people ruled over Europe, wrote the Bible, descend from Jacob, claimed descent from the tribe of Judah, the greatest nation on the planet Earth.
Right.
It's crystal clear you God chosen people. But they have taken many a crafty counsel to prevent you from ever even wanting to seek and understand that. And one of those many tools of them doing that was giving you the lie that King James was white. I'm telling you, he was a black man from the tribe of Judah. For real.
That's right.
And a lot of y'all come from his family line. Believe it or not. Yes.
That's right.
Your heritage has been oppressed by that wicked, evil devil. Alright? So y'all had anything else before we wrap it up? Hey, all praise to the Most High. So there you have it. Hey, Black History Month. The truth about King James.
And you ain't getting it nowhere else.
Hey, yeah, one more thing real quick. Look it up. He also wrote another book called The Basilicon Doron. He wrote that to one of his sons. He had 8 kids. All right, y'all talking about he gay.
Right.
He had 8 kids. And in that book, he specifically told his son about staying away from being effeminate and dressing like all that type
That's
of
the
stuff.
son
He
that
was-
died, right? Because he
I
was supposed
believe
to be
so.
the king after him, but he
I
died.
believe so. And
Yep.
he had direct biblical references, the whole nine, telling his son to stay the hell away from that. And he quoted the scripture about effeminates won't inherit the kingdom, all that.
Right.
In the book, Basilicon Doron. All right, look it up, y'all.
Man was a prophet,
He
man.
was devoutly opposed to homosexuality.
Hey.
That's right.
Why would he authorize a book with Leviticus 18 and Leviticus 20 and Romans 1 and he gay? It don't make no damn
so
sense.
deep, man. One of the last prophets during that time, man, because he was bringing it.
Yeah. All praise to the Most High. So, hey, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Make this go viral, bruh. Get us in your, like Hezekiah said, get us in your damn college.
Right.
Get us in your university. For real. I would teach y'all real deal history. Any one of these men up here will get in there and make your professor look like a damn amateur. I'm telling you, let's talk truth.
Let's
do it. If you want to donate to the cause, pull that back up. Go ahead, upstairs.
If you want to be a part of something great, you need to donate to the IUIC Booster Club, all right? IUIC.fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. I know a lot of y'all, after hearing this history, you really know now, hey, the prophets are back, the prophets are black, and we letting you know the history you learn is whack, all right? Because we on track to give back. Anyway, so make sure, don't neglect to give alms for those who would like to make sure that we keep, our equipment, correct and everything, looking good up here, and we increase. You can donate to the PayPal's IUIC.littlerock.ar at IsraelUnite.org. And that Booster Club was IUIC.fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. So make sure y'all donate. All right? Okay. Also, too, we got a movie coming soon, right? A cinematic production.
Hey.
You feel me? A movie. Yeah, yes. Joseph's Dream. And it's coming soon. If you want to donate to that, go to www.matthew213.com and you can donate there for the production of this cinematic masterpiece.
Hey,
all
this
right?
movie right here is gonna depict or show the rightful people in their right area. Meaning the white man, he gonna be the wrong right man, and the real black people of the Bible are gonna be black. You ain't gonna see no Passion of Christ white boy crying around or none of that. We're gonna show the real thing. All praise to the Most High for that.
Hey, man, there's people in the comments going crazy. They want a part 2. They want a part 2.
Look, all month I'm telling we going into the Black history that never been talked about ever in school, in no platform ever. That's what we doing on this show. Y'all learned that Uncle Tom was a damn black hero.
Right.
They slandered him too. His name all jacked up. He was a damn hero. Sambo the damn coon.
Sambo. Got to go.
This week we showed y'all King James was a noble black king.
Right.
Not gay.
For real. All right, so all praise to the Most High. So make sure y'all tune in next week, man. We going to be back with more.
Let's talk true.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Shalom, fam, keyed up. Christ is coming, chariots running out for that horsepower. Heathens mad at us cause they gon' die just like they forefathers. I ain't worried about what I ain't got, if I ain't got it, I know that my God got me, I look like my God daddy. Even on my bad days, they like this brother still happy. I got friends of the amendment, I know that they still got me. Even though I'm righteous, dog, I'm not about to come against my God and break his laws. Curses on this for a wonder and a sign out. How you gon' know what that is unless the sign out? How you gon' know who you is until you find out? You hear the prophets on the block when they crying out. They got their feet up on our neck and Judah more than doubt. Israelites abusing grace and now it's running out. And you can't serve the Lord in sin or he gon' spew you out. You got hatred in your heart, bro, and it's sinking out. Hey, let me get around my people, the devil roam around. Say that my family, that's my orders, I'm gon' hold them down. Hey, they might think we probably too many, hold these corners down. That's word of mouth, we cry loud, we bring them scriptures out. Let's go for most who sympathy, but we ain't sparing now. The truth, it ain't for everybody, we only came for ours. I looked the devil in his eyes and told him he's a lie. I serve a God that can eat and smell it, he's alive, so be advised. Wake him up, my people sleep. 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 Niggas say, like my Master P, these laws is a masterpiece. He chased it, told me love it, understand it, he came after me. He told me shut my mouth and get my seed and how to keep my feet. Switch it up, these nations on their knees, screaming, Lord, please. Please forgive me for my father's sins because it wasn't me. Lord, do him treachery and hang a wide and new so vile. While you beating him for an hour, I'm be screaming crucified. Turn up like I'm Deacon Lava, cause I'm screaming mortified. Cause I strive to be like my leaders, Lord, that's what I desire. Cause they learn the word of God, then they teach the word of God. All praises to the Most High in the coming Messiah. IUIC by the wayside, so in the word of God, you can pull up like it's curbside and get your problem solved. Every wicked imagination, you know we gon' chop them down. If you don't know, but ask somebody, we gon' hold it down. Pull up, chop, chop, we with it, chop, chop. Who wanna chop, chop? Come get it, chop, chop. The work, it won't stop. We up on every block like we playing hopscotch. We waking